your hands, everybody, and everybody clap your hands. We lambda, 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 and make a move. And we've come here on stage tonight to do a show for you. We got a rockin' rhythm and a high-tech sound that'll make you move your body down to the ground. We got Poindexter on the violin, and Lewis and Gilbert will be joining in. We got Booger Presley on the mean guitar, and a rap by little old me, Lamar. We got Takashi beating on his gong. The boys and the moves are clapping along. And just when you thought you seen it all, along comes a lambda 4-foot tall. So won't you come on out here on the floor, so we can work our bodies like never before. Break.
Welcome.
That'll wake you up.
That's awesome. So I gotta figure out how to do that for a record or something.
Oh man!
Wait.
Welcome.
Remember, the boys in the moves are snapping along. So
how's everybody doing?
Doing great. You guys?
Boys in the mood.
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
I still have my list. I still have. I have to cut 2 from my list, so I'm not pleased.
I'm trying to be festive. My Krampus shirt on, my sweater.
Krampus makes its first debut of the season. Yes.
Very nice.
Mixed in first.
We'll see how hot I get.
See, we got AZ here. Grateful Dogs is here. Safe and Sound. AZ, Wazaka, George. Hey, what's going on? Darren's here.
So everyone has created their list. We were previously discussing it backstage. So hopefully everyone is ready for their list. I still have 2 that I need to trim off of my list. So I think
I pulled the records too, actually.
Yeah, I pulled. Yeah, well.
Yeah, I threw a couple off my list.
I didn't pull anything, but
I haven't ranked mine yet, and I have 2 extra, so I need to get rid of them.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
The 2 bars here.
So whatever you were going to say about the 2 bar, you better watch out. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Clue bar. Hey, buddy. Thanks for the. I got the hat and the pad.
Oh God, we got to go over this again.
No, he wasn't on the show. I want to thank him.
Oh God, man,
are you freezing up, or is it on my end?
No, he's freezing up.
Records. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yeah. Vance is freezing up. Yeah.
Yeah, it serves him right. There you go. Yeah.
Vance, I sent you the Culture Club record. Should be on the way.
Excellent. That'll go right onto the next to the shrine.
The Culture
he's
Club
freezing
shrine?
like crazy.
Yes, it's hard to whittle down when you're talking about. Remember the criteria is debut albums, but they can't be one and done. So they actually have to do more than one album.
Vance, can you hear us?
Yeah, we actually did a one and done.
Yeah, I think we did.
You're breaking up a lot. Just wondering what's going on.
Yeah, because it's
Queen
coming out,
one,
right?
Boston self-titled, Sabbath self-titled, Metallica, Kill 'Em All, GNR. I imagine a lot of those are going to end up on a lot of people's lists. Maybe not Queen, but I guarantee you 2. I guarantee you 3, 4, and 5 are going to be in a lot of people's lists. I know 4 is going to be in Ed's list. So yeah.
Boston, I forgot about that one. Guns N' Roses, was that their first one? Didn't they? Or we're not doing EPs either, though.
No, EPs don't count. And EPs after the fact don't count.
Hawkwind, yeah, that's a good debut.
Got that.
Motorhead, that didn't make
Mark, am I cutting in and out or no?
What's that?
Am I cutting in and out?
Yeah, your video's freezing too, so.
It's probably that Krampus fucking sweater.
No, I'm getting.
Here he goes again. What the heck?
There you go. Yeah, a little bit of like Max Headroom, but slower.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not hard to find. It's just knowing what to look for.
You want to pop in and pop out? Because now you look mean. You look really angry.
You got it, VV. You got something else running at the same time too.
Pop out.
Yeah, shut down the porn channels, Vance.
There you go.
And there he goes. We miss him already.
I don't like the 4.
You need more than 4? Is that what it is? So, John, I actually literally just slapped the mailing sticker on your package. It'll go out tomorrow.
Yeah, what do you think that'll cost shipping? $7 cover that, or 5 or 6?
Yeah, it's all right. I got it.
Okay.
It's
I just realized I'll take one of those early.
Yeah.
But yours is on the way.
Let's see if that.
He's back. How is it?
And he's
I'm
frozen.
back.
It's still doing it.
Am I really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You get like 2 seconds movement, then you freeze for 4 seconds.
Yeah, we're not fucking with you either, so it's actually true.
Well, you should be able to see it on the YouTube screen if he's got. Do you have multiple screens open, Vance?
Well,
No, I shut. I
that's
shut
probably a
everything-
reason if you do.
Shut it all down.
You should have the YouTube off. I would think.
Reboot.
Yeah. I might have to do that. I might have to shut it completely down.
Yeah, if
Love's
you've been
first
on for a
album,
while,
The
that might be a
Stooges,
thing
Marquee
too.
Moon, Pink Flag, damn.
Yeah.
So,
All good. All good.
so I like. For me, Love's third album is the best, but I can see where the first album. I like the first album a lot. I thought about it. It made the early cut. Didn't make the early cut.
Too many. You can't do it. You need I'd need 50 records and I'd still be leaving off ones and people be like saying, "You're an idiot. You missed this one."
Really?
How can you not do that one? How can you not do that one?
I'll be honest. I had a hard time thinking of 10 that I thought were really
yeah.
good debut
Really?
records.
Yeah,
that I
I-
thought were good debut records.
Yeah, I threw a bunch off that I think are 10-star records.
Yeah, I put
Maybe
7.
not as famous as some of the ones.
But we each think our 10-star records are vastly different sometimes. So
Yeah, but I'll probably agree that all your I'll probably agree with everybody. Everyone, even Klaatu Bar, not even, but like everyone's, they're all. I didn't mean it that way. I meant like, even though I don't have a lot of those, I'll agree that all those are 10-star records. Besides, I'm not a fan of Wire, but I'm not going to say that's a.
But see, like I
bad record.
wouldn't say that about the Stooges because I don't like the Stooges. You know, like how can I call it a 10-star record?
I guess, but you know, you could call things 10-star that you don't like. You know,
I have to really, I had to really like something, and you know, to
at least I can. I could try to appreciate something I don't like. You know.
I just
Yeah,
thought
I
of
appreciate
another-
it, but 10-star, that's like
I'll
that
give you.
for my
You know,
best,
I'm not really a Rush fan, but I would admit if you like 2112, that would be a 10-star record. Even though I don't own it, it's not really in my wheelhouse. If there's a Yes record that, like, I don't know, the first Yes record or whatever the big one is, I would probably say I'll probably agree. Even though I would not like it, I would have to agree.
I can
that's
see
a
where you're
great
coming
record. It's a
from.
classic
Yeah.
of the genre.
Yeah, I can see it from that aspect, right?
Like, it's hard to say Elvis's debut is not a 10-star record, and you could hate Elvis, but it's just a massive record. You know, it changed everything.
Yeah. Yeah,
But you don't have to agree with me just because
I'm just saying. I from that point of view, I understand where you're coming from because but at the same time, like I can honestly say that I don't think I know what's on the Elvis debut record.
Yeah, and I don't really know what's on the Yes records, but
Yeah,
I could,
you know.
Yeah, I know it's not
Easy
the
there,
debut,
Travis,
It's like the
easy.
third record or whatever.
Yeah, I'm a big Yes fan, but I don't know the first record.
Well, I say the first Rush and the first Yes album, both of them are not, in my opinion, anywhere near 10-star records.
Yeah,
Not even close.
I noticed a lot of the bands I really like took a couple albums to get their
Yeah,
sound.
exactly. Same with
You
me.
know-
That's why I had that problem with my list because all the bands that I really loved, their debuts were pretty weak. Some of them, you know.
I think Motorhead, Aerosmith, Judas Priest, Deep
The
Purple.
Priest
they
is
had to
terrible
work.
debut.
They had to work their way to get to the
Yeah.
sound.
That's why Priest is not on my list at all.
Not here either. Hey, John Vandy. Yeah, I just thought of one 2 minutes ago that I thought of that is really it's one of their best records. I didn't even think of put it in here. We'll wait and see if it shows up anywhere.
People stealing your Wi-Fi, Vans?
That's
got
what happens
bars,
when
I think.
you live in a third world country.
Are your neighbors stealing the Wi-Fi?
Oh, he lives in America. What are you talking about?
I'm stealing it.
He lives in Chicago.
Yeah, maybe they're watching
router.
He lives in a demilitarized zone. It's all Krampus' fault. Blame it on Krampus.
You better change your shirt. That'll fix it.
You think so?
Not really. but-
Not really, but yeah.
But this is the first time I've ever seen your internet like this. Like it looks like the video's even like down to like 144 there, like the resolution. Yeah.
You reboot your router. Might that help? Modem.
I can reboot the laptop.
That would be probably their best bet, and probably the sooner the better, because you need to give it time, right?
Or actually, the router sometimes.
Yeah, I had to do that the other day. My
unplug
whole
the
internet went
router,
down for a
bring it back
while,
in.
like a whole day.
If fans could hear us, try the router.
I think he's gonna redo the whole thing. I don't think he did the whole computer yet.
I thought.
Did not give it a 3-finger salute.
Oh, actually, he doesn't have the router because he's stealing internet.
Ever since I went to the Eero
Yeah.
mesh routers, I don't.
They
have
can only steal it if they have access to the router. Okay, I don't know. I'm sure he's not stealing it. I think he's his relatives own the building or something.
You think
Really? He lives in a building with relatives on?
I think he takes care of. I'm not really sure. I don't want to
He's
go
like-
into his business.
He's a slumlord?
No, he's not the landlord. I think he's more of the
He's like the Schneider?
guy. Oh, I lost my keys. Can you let me in? Kind of thing.
Yeah, Schneider.
Schneider.
Put the salt out when it snows.
Had plenty of that here.
I don't know. I never hear him mention that, because I know he has some sort of tech
I don't-
job. I think, right?
No. I don't mean his job. He's not the landlord.
If he owns the whole building, can you imagine? That would be great.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, your rent is late.
Omaha. What's going on?
One bourbon, one scotch, one beer.
One beer.
I'm out the door.
And out the door I went.
went.
There you go. I've had that happen to me.
Hey, Andy, Mick, Sam,
Out the door I went. I had one
Rude.
before.
John Bandy, Carl.
If you're gonna request any songs, make sure it's from a debut album, please. That's kind of like
We'll play. How about "Hurry on Sundown"? Hawkwind.
Excellent choice there.
No, Crude. All my Sinatra records are ones I bought in the thrift store over the years. They're all OGs. I got, Columbia, Capitol, a couple of Reprise.
Sinatra MoFi, you have that?
Yeah, I have no MoFi. The only one I have that gold CD. It's gold, 24 karat or whatever of the Summit. That's really good.
I just realized
Live
that
at
my
the
camera's
Sands, maybe. Or,
backwards.
I might have Live at the Sands. I have two of those, but one's 24 karat gold. With Dino and Sammy. See what tomorrow.
There we go. That's better. I'm wondering why the keyboard's running.
Oh, the Del Lords you got in there.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not great.
That is the debut, though. There you go.
Yeah, no, I try to listen to the Del Lords. I bring those out all the time. I really want to like them.
Just doesn't happen for you, huh?
Yeah.
I want to like it, but
I know what you mean, man. I get
It's
it.
top 10 from the guitar player from the Dictators, and they look cool. It's a great name, the Del Lords. If you know, you know. And but it I don't know. They just don't have the songs. Or it just doesn't sound rough enough. I don't know.
See,
not
I don't
terrible.
see- Shake Your Moneymaker. I don't think it's. See, when I think of Black Crows, I think of freaking.
yeah, Southern Harmony, musical companion.
Harmony. I just not a huge fan. I mean, I like it, but it's not that great.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's a great album either.
So your number 2 choice is actually the next song, by the way. So yeah, that was on my list for a while. The first Blue Oyster Cult.
Should
But
we
it's-
star
it's-
these again this time
What?
around? Star them so we keep them open side.
Yeah, sure. Matt, that could be Mark's job.
What's my job?
Yeah,
Sorry?
I don't.
Starring all the lists that everybody puts.
Oh,
on.
starring the list. Okay.
Yeah, they don't have to be their best album.
Great debuts.
See, this didn't even make my cut. This is a great record. Are You Experienced? That's a great record. Didn't make my cut.
There were so many. I just started putting the whole
I think
stack back in
50 wasn't enough.
Right. And I mean, I got 22, 23 records here with the ones behind me, and like 10.
I didn't even go through heavy metal. You know, I just.
Hey, Eddie.
Hey,
Greetings,
Eddie.
Mr. Perez. How are you doing?
Hey, Eddie, how you doing?
I was just doing that green metal album, and I was listening to it before I came up, and it was on the song it's called Rock and Roll Rodeo. So cheesy.
Yeah, but the sleeper is the one with the chick singer where they're singing in Gaelic.
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that.
Seems
Really,
better.
really good. But then the last band is real heavy. I forget the last like 2 tracks or something. Like there's a serious heavy metal band on that.
Your connection looks better
It's a
now.
really fun record. That
Yeah,
it's not.
it's real low bumpers.
Well, the video looks more stable now, at least.
I don't know.
Oh, I spoke too soon.
Yeah.
What is what it is.
Yeah.
Don't make any weird
It goes
faces.
up and down.
Just stay like smiling
and down.
because if it freezes. Yeah, you think.
So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that starting tomorrow they'll start actually delivering mail, because I was hoping that today when I was going to come home after my doctor appointment that I would have a couple of packages waiting at my door, but no luck. So
Yeah, as soon as they start running, let me know, and I'll get that one note to you that I have for you.
I'll let you know.
Well, that's a good list, JT Harry. It's like all over the place, like in a good way, you know.
Oh, is that a list there? Okay.
Roadrunner. Your heat working all right, Mark?
Yeah, thankfully that's all working very nicely and smoothly now. Thank God, man. Who would have thought just a little small piece like yay big would cause so much fucking trouble, you know?
Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, until it doesn't work, you know, you don't realize how important it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Worse than a car breaking down, you know.
And the funny thing is when he came down here, he goes, I can tell you it's already this unit here. I go, what do you mean? He goes, watch this. He took his wrench and went thunk and hit it with the wrench, and it started. The whole thing started. I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah. He goes, it's just seizing. It's not opening properly, right? He goes, you know, I'll change. I go, yeah, well, you know, I don't want to sit there every evening going in there like knocking with my fucking wrench every night, right?
So Carl, I sent your box with I sent 2 tubes. One's a Telefunken, the other one's a Muller. Use whichever one you want.
Well, you're not dealing with tubes now?
Well, I just had some one-offs of old tubes that I don't have any equipment that can fit them. So.
He's a tube pusher.
I pretty much am a tube pusher.
Yeah, the Motley Crue, that's a good, right? That's good. You know, I didn't even think of that. That's a good debut.
Well, Metallica self-titled is not their first album. So I'm assuming you mean Kill 'Em All.
Yeah, I think he meant self-titled, meaning, I don't know, I guess maybe he just kept doing it after Sabbath and Van
That's what I mean. He meant Kill 'Em All.
yeah.
Just copy and paste.
Yeah.
Well, but even Motley Crue, it doesn't.
Yeah,
There's no stuff.
Dio.
The self-titled is not. It's what's it called?
Dio's first
Fast
album,
for
I'm
Love.
very surprised to see up there. Dio's first record's from like 1962. Dio with Dominoes. It's Dio with Dominoes.
Yeah, but
It's Dio.
Well, hold on. So does that mean you can't have Rainbow because Blackmore was in Deep Purple first?
No, of course you got Rainbow's Rainbow, but Dio is Dio.
Dio's
But
Dio,
that
Rainbow.
wasn't called Dio. It was called.
It was
Ronnie.
Dio with Dominoes.
Well, but
Look
Yeah,
it
but
up.
Dio Solo is not called Dio with the Dominoes.
Holy
it's called
Diver is his
Dio.
second album. His second solo
No,
album.
that's crazy
Yes,
talk.
it is.
This is crazy
I
talk
think
from
it's
John
I think
Bip
it
Bob
was a
Boom.
30-year gap.
This crazy minute is brought to you by.
A lot of bands have 30-year gaps.
Well,
no,
Boston,
they do.
maybe.
Like bands that put out an album in '77 and they reunited in '97. You know, that's 20 years. But you know
You're
what
gonna
I
die on
mean.
this sword, aren't you?
Oh man, he's gonna die on that hill. You watch.
And Elf wasn't even his first band either.
See, can you make me big?
Well, hold
Yeah,
on. You
hang
can't-
on.
Make me big for a sec.
I will. Hang on.
That glare is on the photo of the actual album, but that's Dio with Dominoes.
That's the name of the album.
Yeah, it's Dio with Dominoes.
That's not the name of the band.
Yeah, that's all it says. Dio with Dominoes.
It's like isn't it like Dio and the Red Caps or something like that?
No, the Red Caps was
Band?
his instrumental group in the 50s.
No, so that means you can't do Pantera, Cowboys from Hell because they had Metal
No.
Magic, Project in the Jungle.
No, of course. Well, you
Well,
can't
no,
do that. You
that's
have to do
no,
the
but that's
first
more
bands.
valid. I'll take that argument more over than the Dio one because Pantera stuff, that stuff people knew about. I don't think anybody knew about this Dio at the whatever there.
Oh yeah,
Unless you're
that's
hardcore
Holy
like
Dive
John.
was the
right?
second
I don't
album.
know. He was signed to. He was signed to.
Okay, but John, honestly,
To a
people
couple
who
to maybe Decker. He was on.
okay, but
he was
John,
on.
people who are on here probably don't have a clue about that in
I know, of
1950
course.
some odd. You know?
I'm just having fun.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
just
Holy
throwing the
Diver's
wood
the
on the
second
throwing
album.
the wood on the fire to continue it. You know?
Yeah. John's right.
Yeah, hey,
If it said Ronnie Dio at Domino's, then I'd say
Rudy-
that's not Dio. But it's
Rudy
Dio with
Campbell
Domino's.
is on London Calling. We're doing debuts, so yeah, your request has to be off a debut. Keep
Now,
it-
if Bobby shows up, I can only imagine what kind
CPU.
of adjustments he's made to this.
Oh my God, heaven forbid.
Oh, Trekker. It's the first time Blues Traveler was ever mentioned on this show.
Probably.
I wish Steve was here.
He'll
Yeah.
probably show up, right?
He might have had some of the ones I wanted to pick.
Yeah.
He did his show earlier tonight too.
He does his own show or the Metal Round?
He was with the
No, round
round table.
No.
Yeah, that's a lot of YouTube. No, not Cold Spring Harbor, please, no. John, that's on my list. Hootie and the Blowfish, Stone Temple Pilots.
Are you Hootie? No, I'm not Hootie. What was that? That Tom Cruise movie? For the
Stone
Love of Money
Crows,
or-
is that another one?
Oh no, the Counting
Spin
Crows.
Doctors.
Counting Crows. Counting Crows.
Counting Crows. Yeah, Counting Crows. That's what I was thinking.
Had a little hurting.
Oh, Bonded by Blood. Yeah, I didn't go into my. Geez, Louise.
This sounds like an Ed list, pretty much.
Yeah, I've got.
Did we
Bonded
do,
Is
by-
Ed collaborate?
Oh, Zero
Bonded by
Boys is
Blood
good.
Right here.
I don't know if I have the two first albums recorded. I own it, but I don't think I've recorded it. It's kind of froggy, isn't it? The first one.
And I forgot about the Ramones. Totally forgot about them.
Someday you'll see me satisfied instead of being sad that I gone. Though this
Worked on that. Spin Doctors.
You know, they weren't that bad. There's a lot of worse shit on than fucking Spin Doctors.
Oh, I didn't like Spin Doctors.
No, but they were in the rock. Like, I know what Patrick's saying. There was so much bad pop out there.
yeah.
At least it was a
Backstreet
band.
Boys, all that shit. Yeah, it was way better than that. Yeah, wait, James Taylor was on Apple.
Yep, Badlands, definitely a good one.
Yeah, Badlands is definitely a good choice. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, but I mean that would you'd have to have that's tough. That you need like 75 records to get to that one. Yeah, the Montrose one's great. I didn't pick that.
See, Aerosmith's self-titled wasn't that great for me. I wasn't a huge fan of that record.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
When you were gone, Patrick, me and Mark were saying like some of the bands had to work, like Priest, Aerosmith.
Yeah.
There's a few that had to work. Motorhead had to work to get to their, a couple albums to get to their good sound.
Yeah, the Motorhead, I pulled that out and I slid that one right back in.
Yeah, it's a great record, but it's not like Bomber and Overkill.
Hey, BGR.
Even for me, Bomber isn't that strong.
Like
for
Krampus
me,
Sweater.
Overkill and then
Yeah.
Ace of Spades.
Yeah, they worked.
I have another one too.
Alice Cooper had to work to get to the good albums,
I don't see a song called Dr. Ice on Angel's first album. I don't think it's on the first album. Is it on? It's not on Sinful either. Or Hell? Is it on Hell of a Band? It might be on Hell of a Band because it's not on the first one. But I do know a song from that album that I want to play. 13th floor elevators. You have to rank them. All good records, Revs.
You don't have to. I mean, we'll just read them in that order.
Oh, now John's changing the rules. So
No. I mean, he doesn't have to go back and put a number next to each. It doesn't matter. No. Black Sabbath was 3. No, it's 4. It doesn't matter. We see his top 5.
It matters, man. You gotta know what you're
John's asserting his authority tonight. That's for sure.
No, sorry, I don't want to do that. No, Static Age doesn't count. Baptist.
Yeah, my list is gonna
Just
throw
like
you off.
Motorhead on Parole doesn't count. Yeah, we can't
It's
really
hard.
rank Bart, Travis. That's
It's
why we're
hard to
doing
do.
rock and roll.
What, instrumentals? Oh god. That would be a good throwdown.
Am I still freezing up, Mark?
No, I
A
think you're
little
doing
bit,
all
not so badly. Now you're kind of,
not a
Yeah.
bad
being
record,
more
but-
steady now.
It's a good record, and you did list the top 3 songs on there.
But when I line it up next to Rocks, Toys in the Attic, Get Your Wings, it just doesn't.
Yeah, it
interrupt
doesn't compare.
If I wonder if they were one and done bands, it would just be like a footnote somewhere.
Train
and we'd
Kept
say,
It
"Oh,
Rolling
that's
is
a
not
cool
on the sale. It's not on the
record."
debut. Train Kept It Rolling is on the Get,
Oh yeah,
on
Mama,
Get Your
Train
Wings.
Kept It Rolling, Get Your Wings. So it's Mama Kin, Dream On,
What
Moving Out,
about Walking the Dog?
Walking the Dog, Walking the Dig.
Dig, yeah, that's the pressing I got with that. Yeah, Walking the Dig.
The good
And I
thing
love
about
that first album, but
You know what's a good thing about
I
a
like
Ramones
rock and
song
roll
is?
too.
If you don't like a Ramones song, it's okay because in a minute and a half it'll be over, so you're okay.
But they sound the same though, most of them.
Yeah.
So if you like them,
wrong
then you're
with
gonna have a whole album of records, a whole record
Your
of
whole
songs
career,
you like.
like Motorhead, you have a whole career
Yeah,
of what you like.
yeah,
AC/DC,
yeah, same thing.
Chuck Berry, whatever. Pick a good band.
Well, some of the bands that I like kind of switch it. But
Mark, you and I might have one together at the same.
I'm curious to see how our lists are. I'm sure that there's going to be a couple that will have the same, and there'll definitely be some that I think some of you guys won't have for sure. But Ooh, Automatic Man. Somebody mentioned that. I just pulled that record out today. Chris Hill, interesting pick.
But the album Automatic Man with like the little alien on the cover?
Yeah. You must have that, Patrick, right?
Yeah, Cleveland. Yeah, you might have a
I know
good
I own
career.
it.
I don't expect it to be on the system or anything, but
I even have the second album, which is like a reddish cover, I think.
yeah.
Actually, I do have it in the system. Automatic.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I
Interesting.
do.
That's interesting, Darren. That's the luck. I don't know if I
Yeah, that is
see
an
one of
interesting
those
fact.
around.
You would have thought that they would have changed it, but I guess not.
Oh, Bobby's not here. I figured Bobby was going to
Not
do
yet.
this.
He's got
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll pop in.
The night is young.
What do you think Bobby's going to have?
Well, he'll have the
Zeppelin.
Stones for sure.
Zeppelin,
Hendrix,
Stones,
Brown.
Hendrix,
Jimi Hendrix is the greatest
Brown.
debut ever.
Maybe James Brown or something. I don't know.
Mountain.
Cowboy Brown.
James Brown's tough because I don't know what the first album is.
Yeah,
He's like
it's like
Like
technical
James Brown.
78.
James Brown
Yeah.
for sure.
James Brown.
He'll have some 10 years after. 10 years after.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Bobby. Led Zeppelin.
You know what? I didn't pick Truth by one of my favorite records of all time, but I feel like I used that in something. We did something with Truth, and I had that in there.
Guitar players, was it?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh.
Jeff back to
It could have been anything. I definitely chose Truth. That's one of the best debuts. But the band had only had 2 records, so I kind of, not that disqualifies it, but I skipped it.
Hold on a second. Nobody say anything. I gotta ban somebody. Hang on.
Hey, Aaron.
Aaron, what's up, buddy?
There we go.
Hey, MT.
Oh,
King of the Juggalos.
Yeah, Patti Smith. Yeah, 50's not enough.
look what I got for stupid cheap, Aaron. My Kent Rocks.
hang on, I'll make you big. Wait. Hold it. Okay. Nice.
No, I didn't know this thing didn't come with a cover because the guy goes, "Hey, here's the record, no cover." So it was like $40. Like, okay.
It's just a piece of paper and a PVC sleeve.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, I don't care, $40. But, like I said, as a metal album, this fails miserably. But if it's not a, if you look at it in the grand totalitarian thing, then okay.
Yeah, I don't think that was going for $40 30 years ago. Seriously, that was more than 40.
Yeah, I mean, I had it on my want list, and it came up that day, and I said, fuck it, I just
Grabbed it.
I'm gonna buy it,
Yeah, I guess we could have did like top 10 metal debuts.
Yeah, that would have been easy.
Not easy. It wouldn't have been easy, but there would have been more of a selection.
I don't know. I had 20 or 30 of them on the table downstairs.
Oh shit, that's right. I gotta peel off 2 from my list here.
Yeah, Truth is so good, Trey.
All right, sorry, Allison James, you didn't make it. All right, that's it. Well, since John said we don't have to order them, I'm not going to order them.
No, I meant the people in the gallery. Yeah, but yeah, either way, you don't have to. I'm not really ordering mine. It's how you order.
Come on, man. There must be some sort of logical order, don't you think?
They're all great records, and depending on my mood, I might like one better than the other.
I'm going to rank mine by how they made me feel at the time and how important they were to me at the time.
Yeah, I concur with that. No, that's not right.
So does King Diamond? Could you have a Abigail as his
Fatal
first
Portrait.
album?
Fatal Portrait.
Okay, so would you have Fatal Portrait? Would that count as a debut album?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Because he had, at that point, he had disbanded Merciful Fate.
It's a, yeah, I mean, there was a couple of crossover members, but it's a new band, new thing,
Okay, I got my list.
new logo.
Yeah, it was in great shape too, Aaron. I couldn't believe what the condition it was in. Black Sabbath, Van Halen, The Doors. You could have kept it like all one more. You could have kept it like all self-titled. Well, Van Halen's not self-titled. I call it one. But yeah.
No, that's self-titled.
Yeah, it is self-titled.
I always call it one.
Most people call it one though, but
I think they call it one because the second one is two.
two.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Zeppelin. But
And I like Zeppelin 4 better than people saying Zoso.
I've never said so in my
God,
life ever.
Don't
I've
say
never
that.
said so in my
I
life
hate it.
ever.
I have a peeve. I call
Zoso?
out Michael Nolan on that. I was like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I
Dan,
don't
You
like
should know better.
Dan, are you going to request a song so I can scold you, Dan? Actually, I would probably scold you for calling me Pat. That would get you scolded more than you request.
I think I would put Thin Lizzy in one of those bands that had to work a few albums to get to the good
Oh,
sound.
for sure. Definitely.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey, Steve.
Bad Company was almost made my. Oh man, maybe I don't know. That's hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bad
so-
Company. I had it out.
I've never called Led Zeppelin 4 so.
No, man, you either call
No, but
Zeppelin
everyone
4,
did. And,
4 symbols, untitled, but you don't freaking call it that. And I won't even say it. I'm not saying it.
That's awesome. I love it.
the Kiss
I love the
record,
way
man, it was
That you
very
don't
tough
like
not
it.
putting it in there, Andy.
Yeah, it's funny. I literally popped in there to see what, because I saw there was like a ton of people that were live because on my subscriptions. I literally popped in there for a minute when you said that, Dan. I laughed. I was like, oh, that's pretty funny. But yeah. You know, when I scold you about that, we're just kidding around. It's just fun, It's kind of over the top kind of shit,
Yeah, Bill, Swift, like UFO, you could throw in that same category as Deep Purple.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I like Shades of Deep Purple, but when you
Yeah, I
when
like
you
the early
pile up-
UFO, but it's a whole. You had to wait for the good stuff.
Oh shit, Ted Nugent's first. Whoa.
Yeah,
hold on.
I would have
No.
that first UFO album.
So what about
Would-
Ted Nugent's first album? Does that count?
Of course,
Yeah.
that counts.
Well, because it was Ted Nugent and the Amboy Dukes was the last Amboy.
Yeah,
Dukes.
but he dropped
No,
that.
no, I'm
and
calling
he
the Amboy Dukes. One
Yeah, he
section
separated
and Ted
himself from
Nugent.
Amboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's separate.
And I think it even says his debut record or
All
something
right,
in the
sorry,
back.
sorry, Dreamboat Andy, you just got kicked out for the curve.
Yeah, Darren, vinyls annoys the hell out of me when
Vinyls.
oh, that annoys me.
Yes.
Can I show my vinyls today for you?
You have a lot of vinyls,
Yeah.
records. Yeah, I'm still kind of not big on the
Oh,
vinyl name anyway.
You know what? I say it's kind of weird. I say record for album. Like,
Oh, you said record instead of album?
well, I do say album. I use that, but sometimes when I say, oh, it's on this, like, I don't know, like album's record.
Yeah.
But like 45s, I call 45.
Well, but I find that old school guys say like records are like the singles. Like they made a great record, and then they call like a full length thing like an album, which is kind
yeah,
of.
I mean, I still call singles records, but sometimes I'll say
You can
I'll
still
use
say
record
LP
instead of
too.
album.
I go
Yeah,
back
it's
and forth.
interesting
I
how
don't even-
people.
There's no rhyme and reason when I say it.
Yeah, it's just interesting how people kind of describe them. Sometimes everybody has like a different sort of.
Yeah.
Like if I'm talking about a 45, I'll call it a 45, or I'll
Yeah.
say, that
Single.
track up.
Yeah, or a 7-inch or something.
I don't use 7-inch a lot. I use either a single or 45.
Ooh, First Gentle Giant. That I didn't even think of that one, but I still don't think I would have picked it. I like that album, but I don't think it's as good as their later catalog stuff, in my opinion. At least.
Yeah, Piper's great. It's their best album, but it's not going to make my top 10.
Yes. A 78 technically isn't vinyl.
So
Top
Steve,
50, it's in there.
Yeah.
Is that Damage with Dez? Is that a bootleg?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I couldn't find it. I was like, what the fuck is this album?
It only came out like 2 years ago, right? Steve?
Yeah. It's just recent.
So what is that? What is the?
It's all the songs from Damage, but with Des Cardenas singing on it before he left the band. So they had recorded the album, and then he left the band, and Henry Rollins took over. So they went back in the studio and re-recorded it with him on vocals.
I'm finally getting through to some of Dorky's albums that he sent me. This is I guess this is Slint.
Looks like U2 to me.
Yeah, it does.
You too.
Spiderland from 1991.
Joshua
Unforgettable
Tree.
Fire.
I'm not familiar with this band. So.
Did you do the second White Spirit yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. I don't think John's heard that one yet.
No, I've never heard it.
No.
And I don't have that album anymore. I used to have that record. I lost it somehow.
The first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only got it on CD. Japan did a very nice run of that.
I mean, there's a possibility it will show up somewhere, but I think it's lost.
Which one is that?
White Spirit.
I thought about the Cheap Trick. I passed it, but it's not going to make top 10.
I've got a weird thing with Cheap Trick. I like all of their albums, but all of their albums have songs I hate on them too.
If I was gonna pick Cheap Trick, it'd probably be like what's the one? In Color. In Color is probably my favorite.
But like I love Green
Heaven Tonight
Police.
was probably.
I love the album Green Police. I hate the song Green Police.
Hate's a strong word.
No, I hate the song. I can't stand it.
That's like
Like
the
when
Spin
it comes
Doctors.
on, I change it.
Which one do you hate?
The song Green Police.
Oh,
It's just too lollipop. The whole rest of that album is so great, and that song just kills it for me. Sadly, it's the first song.
They're the title track.
Yeah. I actually almost got rid of it when I was going through my collection not too long ago because I have a really nice white label promo.
Butterfly.
And then I played the album again and forgot how many great songs were on there other than that first track,
I don't know if I like the MOD record as much as I used to. I loved it, but I don't know if I like it as much. I like the SOD record.
SOD record better.
Yeah, the MOD, to me, it lost the humor, and I don't know. I mean, I'm happy to own it. It was an important part of my youth, but...
And you're a prima.
BGR, you mentioned the Bonded by Blood. The one I have here is the High Roller reissue. And that I just recently found out who on the poster. You make me big real quick.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was kind of looking at something there. Sorry.
All right.
You got it from High Roller that way, or you bought it used?
I bought it used. I found this one down in Kalamazoo.
That's cool.
Who signed that?
Gary
Oh,
Holt.
that's Gary Holt. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I wasn't sure at the time, but I had asked a friend of mine.
Yeah,
over
that's
in
one of my
Turkey.
favorite heavy metal records.
Yeah, I love that.
Wow,
Gary,
man.
don't you have cancer or something?
That's a crazy find, man. The
Yeah.
scientific poster. Standing up, you're lucky enough to find posters because, put them up on the wall. This one's signed. That's crazy, isn't it? That's
I
awesome.
mean, High Roller puts a poster of the album cover in every one of theirs.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they do.
I'd rather have it $1 or $2 cheaper and keep the poster. The Bonded by Blood poster is cool, but they put out ridiculous,
Yeah, I don't know.
like these drawings of new wave of British heavy metal EPs that are just, you're never going to hang up.
They stopped putting these in. But
You know,
hey,
I thought about Big Star, but I don't think that record's that great compared to other records. Just my personal, and I like that record, but
it's still my favorite of theirs. But I fell off after what is it? Impact, 1990, I think.
Impact is imminent.
Yeah. I've had a hard time.
I was done after
What?
the second or third. I can't remember.
that's like Fleetwood Mac's 8th album.
Pleasures of the Flash, Fabulous Disaster, and then Impact.
Yeah. I think those.
Yeah,
are the two.
that's not the first album.
Yeah. Self-titled, but yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the most VGR. It's one of the most like violent records of the thrash era.
Yeah.
It's so aggressive.
Oh, Paul Bailout's voice.
That had came out in whatever year was it? 84. It was supposed to come out or whatever.
85.
It would just. It came out I think in 85.
It was
But I think it was.
recorded.
I think it was shelved for a year. Like it
Yeah,
had
it
that
was-
come out a little bit earlier before everyone made top tier.
They completely changed their style after this record. They totally changed their style after this record. It's Krampus, not Grumpus. That's you, Bobby. You're Grumpus. That's Krampus.
Grumpus.
Yeah, that's a good one, Grumpus. I like it.
When I think of Bobby Gass, I think of Grumpus. That's exactly what I think of. It's a perfect name for him, Grumpus.
We'll see in 15 years if we're still doing this. If we're all grumpy by then.
We're still alive by then.
I'll be alive.
I'll be-
Yeah, the aliens will attack by then.
Yeah.
I see Angel records everywhere, but I don't know which ones to start with. I don't have a single
This one, the first one.
I think it's what the blue cover with just the angel on
Yeah.
it. Right?
yeah,
Is
yeah.
this the blue one? Okay.
I like the first two, and that's it. The rest of them, they went
I don't
to.
have the first one.
This is a completely different band than later on. They were like
Yeah.
seven, not quite roller rink rock, but like hard rock, like radio.
Yeah, by that
hard
third
rock.
one, they had gone way over the edge.
Yeah, they almost turned into stars.
Yeah, but not as good as Star. I mean, yeah.
No, but yeah.
And you know when you turn their logo upside down, it still says Angel.
It's pretty cool, actually.
It's demonic.
Yeah. Well, they were the good guys on Casablanca, and Kiss
Yeah.
were the bad guys.
Yes, the
Um,
evil kiss.
I think I have that one that's like all white, and I have the live album, but I still need that first album. I never come across it really.
So usually the albums are usually really beat to shit too.
Yeah, that's
One of
why I don't
those
think
ones.
I've come across
Those
the
were-
first one.
Those were in the dollar bins for years.
Oh yeah, there still
Years.
are. They're
Yeah,
still
they
pretty.
probably still are.
They're still pretty readily available.
Yeah, it's just not something I'm
That's where I
always
got
looking for, but.
I think this might have predated Fantasy.
Oh yeah.
And then they were supposed to come around like a year or two ago, and they canceled, and I was like, God damn it.
Well, it was just the singer Frank Domino and
Yeah.
Punky Meadows. I think Punky Meadows was the only person.
I stole the flyer off the wall at Reggie's for the show, but then they canceled. But it's such a terrible picture of them, man. They look like they're all plastic, and these like fake dyed wigs. I don't know what the heck is going on.
Yes, those fantastically dyed
Oh, the
wigs.
first
Yeah.
S-Way is a good record if I was doing metal
Yeah.
ones. They should have changed the name to Van Hagar, huh?
That way they could have made the list, right?
But you know that bugs me when people say Van Hagar too. So
Yeah, I know.
it's kind of like, come on.
I wonder if I've ever. I don't know if I've ever said that, Van Hagar.
Disrespect. You just said it right now.
No, I just meant
He was joking.
like through the
Yeah.
years. I don't know if I ever said that.
So then would it be Van Sharon
I'm guilty.
for that one album?
Yeah, Van.
Right? Yeah. So-
It's gonna be Van Sharon. No, that's not that horrible.
Good
But-
name for a band. Van Sharon.
If you want
But I
to blame
do
that
think-
album, if you want to blame it on Eddie Van Halen.
God knows how whacked out he was around that time.
Well, he was
But
whacked.
I do think that Motley Crue, when Vince left, they should have named that a different band. For the Karabi album.
They changed the sound. They almost went it almost had like a country slant to it. You know.
I wish they would reissue that
Yeah,
album.
but if they, I mean, do you think it might have gotten a little more attention? Was it a different name?
Oh, 100%. Because that was a great
Right?
album.
I mean, that's I think,
refuse to listen to it.
and they would have
after
marketed
Vince left.
right. Yeah, I was like, I don't want to hear some other, new singer.
I didn't
Motley
listen
Crue.
to it until like 10 years later, and I was like, holy fuck, this is great.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I love that record.
Didn't put that into it.
I think they should have. He could have even. Not that he thought of the name, but even the
But Elektra wouldn't-
6 a.m.
Elektra
or
would-
whatever you wanted to call it.
Elektra would never have let them do that. They got a new contract
They
at
talked
that
about it.
time.
They wanted to change it, but the label wouldn't let them.
Yeah, they just got they got a big contract from Elektra. Then they weren't going to let them do that.
Yeah, how does the label look at it now? It's like you.
Well,
dumbass.
they hate Motley Crue. Nick
Dumbass
just got all their
suits.
masters back.
Oh
from them.
no, I'm just saying it's like and it didn't do well because if maybe it would have marketed under a different band name or something like that.
Yeah.
It would have done better or got in front of people.
Van Halen wanted Patti Smythe too.
Yeah, she did audition.
There's actually a YouTube clip. There's an audio clip of her on like Eddie Van Halen jamming, I think, with Patti Smythe's Scandal, and they do a song together.
That would have been weird.
The last Face of Ooh La La I had I gave to John, so I'll keep an eye out for it. Gracious Freya made a ton of money on a slot machine music or some shit like that. So, in Vegas.
Jafria was pretty big for a little bit. They made the second tier. They had like
That first album, I think, had
Yeah.
some radio.
yeah, radio
What's
play.
funny is Jafria would have been a lot better without Jafria because his keyboards are what drove me nuts about that album.
Yeah.
He probably got them signed. His connections got that deal.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
But they opened for Deep Purple on Perfect Strangers tour, at least when I saw them.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw them, but I remember I didn't get into Silk Steel or whatever it was. Silk and Steel or whatever the second one was.
Yeah, it's not that good.
Silk, I don't know.
No, the singer, David Glenn Isley, he married some actress or singer, I think. He's married to somebody famous.
This is another one of those albums I didn't get for a long time, and then one day I was listening to it and it just hit me. And
I never got into
loved
these
it.
guys for some reason.
What's that?
I never got into these guys. I don't know why. And like this song, for example, I first heard it when Bowie covered it. He did it live a few times, and I loved his version, but I don't like their version of it. Obviously,
I have a
it's their
hard
song.
time listening to these records now. They bring me back to high school. I was so into it.
Oh, he's married to Olivia Hussey, who was a.
Yeah, I didn't get into
Juliet.
the underground until I was probably in my 30s before I got there.
Yeah, I don't really even like pulling these records out.
I don't mind hearing it on the radio. That was not on my radar in high school. That was all metal back then.
I have partied with Jim Dandy, so I actually have hung out and partied with Jim Dandy in Tulsa before. He's a crazy son of a bitch. I saw no Gentle Giant request.
Yeah, it was earlier up there.
That was
Well, it's not in the private chat.
Well, a lot of these ones are not in the private chat that you're playing.
Mark, isn't that your responsibility?
Dude, I just said a lot of them you've been playing are not even in the chat here. So yeah, I'll
Well,
find
but
it.
that's because I'm
Here
picking the music.
All right,
Well,
I'll put it in there
I
for you.
The visual of Van Halen being fronted by Jim Dandy is not that
Same visual.
on the field. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, it's the same visual.
Actually, Jim Dandy might actually sing a little bit better than just before.
Who you think? Jim Dandy is not a great singer.
Little bit.
All right, it's in there.
Jim Dandy's a little more awkward than David Lee Roth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a little more clumsy.
I was thinking about it. What's funny is my favorite debut album didn't actually get released until the 5th album because it was that Danzig album. It's one of my favorites. Is that debut that didn't get released until the 90s.
I got it in there for you, Darren. Don't worry.
Bobby.
I love the Motorhead on Parole.
Yeah,
Oh my
Danzig-
god, yeah, I think it's better than the first 3 albums. I love that.
On Parole is so great. The first
Danzig
album
was
is,
going in and out of my top 10.
they're still struggling.
Bobby, you're muted.
Yeah, what's amazing is how much
Can't hear
better
you,
On
Bobby.
Parole is than Motorhead,
Yeah.
which came out, what, 2 years? They recorded it 2 years earlier?
Yeah, and like, I wish there was more bands with that sound, or if they had, like, I don't want to lose Motorhead, but I wish there was, like, maybe the other two guys, that sound where it's punk, pub rock, it's like a mix of everything, but it's perfect. And they're not, they're straddling all the genres. I like that.
That Ozark Mountain Daredevils, if you want to get to heaven, you got to raise that Ozark Mountain Daredevils.
Everybody wants
Gonna be there.
everybody want heaven. Nobody want to go there.
What did you just say, Bobby?
Everybody
singing.
want heaven. Nobody want to go there.
Okay, now I got you.
Nobody wants to die.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Are you going? Are you going to do the list, Bobby? Do you have your?
Yeah, sure. I'll do the list.
Do you have a list?
He'll throw it together.
Do you have a list?
You have a list, Bobby.
Do I have a what?
A
A
list.
list. Did you make a list?
A list of what?
That's a no.
Best
that answers the
debut
question
record.
Here
right
we
there.
go.
All right.
Best debut, Bobby. Best debut albums, but not by a one and done band. They have to be a band that had more than one record.
Well, Rolling Stones' first
Well,
album.
hold on.
Write them down.
Write them down, Bobby. You've got about. We'll give you 20 minutes. All right.
5 bands.
10.
10.
First debut, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give it a shot.
Now you got 20 minutes. Homework.
What do you think we got? Do you think we hit like 6 of them?
Oh, sure.
The ones that
Yeah,
we
I think
mentioned?
we
yeah.
probably caught most of them. Yeah.
Well, we'll find out. Bobby can be surprising.
Mm-hmm.
We'll throw a couple in there just to mess it.
We'll pick like
Bobby
One
has,
of those
has
Canadian-
wide-ranging taste. Yes.
we may pick like Tragically Hip or something from Canada that'll throw us off.
You may pick the Guess Who. You know.
Lover Boy, maybe?
Yeah,
Moxie's first album. There you go.
Celine Dion.
Oh, two.
Oh, there you go.
No.
Best Canada records.
Hey. Shania's album wasn't that bad, the first one. It had a song or
Whose
two on
bed
it.
has your boots been under?
No, before that one.
Sound just like her, Pat.
It was just a self-titled that had, what made you say that on it?
What made you say that? What's the star label?
Yeah. It's a good little country song
Here's your Automatic Man there. Kind of sounds like Bowie.
for pop country. Five-man rubber band? No, 5-man acoustic. What was it? Yeah, the 5-man acoustic jam band. Yeah, right.
Yeah, let's see here now.
No. No one said AC/DC, Aaron.
That's a tough one because you do the U.S. version.
Yeah,
or-
which first album?
Yeah, it's a little messy. It's messy, those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Triumph is the same way.
Yeah.
Triumph was?
String Cats in the same way,
You could
too.
do that with the
Not
Beatles,
that I was
too.
going to pick them, but like
No.
very messy.
The Beatles, too, because the 2 releases were different.
I'd say
Even the Stones, weren't the
you do
Stones
off
ones
frame,
different? Weren't there
No.
a different UK one compared to the US?
Yeah, they were different, I guess, but
Maybe not much.
a little bit.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter, I guess, if you think the UK is better, then yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just
I
forgot.
can't think with all that fucking music going. I gotta link.
Hit mute.
Just mute.
I just lost. I just thought of another favorite debut.
No, it was tough. I don't, that's why I had to make
Oh shit!
restrictions.
Yeah, High Voltage was the first one. TNT was.
High voltage rock and roll.
Yeah.
High Voltage was, I think, late 1975, and then 1976 was TNT.
TNT. God, I love that song when I was a kid, man.
Now, Dan, 74 Jailbreak was a U.S. only, and that took the remaining songs that were not on the U.S. High Voltage, which was a hodgepodge of TNT and the Australian High Voltage.
Yeah, and Jailbreak was basically a song from 74. I don't think anything else was from 74. Was Baby Please Don't Go on that? What else was on there?
Maybe Please Don't Go was on the first one.
Okay.
In,
Been a long time.
Fugazi. I wonder if Mark will have a script for a Jester's Tear on his list.
It's a bullet.
Well, we never know. We'll see.
Yeah, I wish we just did heavy metal. I would have different stuff.
The script for a Jester's Tear really isn't. That's not metal.
What's that?
Script for a Jester's Tear is not metal.
No, but Mark likes prog, and it's definitely prog.
No, I'm talking about Fastway. I was talking about.
I was talking about.
I forgot about Fastway. I just thought about it here. That's why I put it in there for this class.
The first 2 decades of Yes were kind of a yawn fest. What's that, Bill?
The first two albums.
Oh, I thought you said 2 decades.
Yeah, the first two aren't that great, but they've really grown on me over the years. I kind of got to like, Peter Banks' guitar playing later on those records. They're okay, but everything kind of starts at the Yes album.
Is that the green one?
That's the one with the guys on the front. What's
that one? I have that
film
one.
strip.
That's the Yes album. Yeah, the film strip.
Correct. That's the third.
And that's their third one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Yes,
it's Fragile.
The picture of the guys with the grave on the cover, or the UK pressing had the big talking bubble with the Yes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to find that one.
Yeah, I'd like to find a UK one. I remember seeing one in the shop, and some guy put his name right in the middle over the Y.
But the second album has a white cover with just a nude girl on the front laying like some kind of Art Deco picture.
Yeah.
And then it also has a picture of them using the like a band shot with Steve Howe, which is incorrect because Steve Howe's not on it.
What you want? Hell. I do have that. I have the second UK one, but I don't have that first one yet.
Fastway with that 45 7-inch in it. I was lucky enough to find that one about 10 years ago.
Hey, VGR, yeah, I guess it did come with a 45, but I never got it with mine.
It might be one-sided, or at least like...
It is, I think it is.
There's only label on one side, I can't remember.
I think the promo copies came with the 45.
Yeah. Oh, the promos did?
I don't think mine's a promo.
There's the UK.
Oh, I remember that record, yeah.
That's the first UK,
That's the US pressing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this is the second one.
Yeah.
David King sings for Flogging Molly.
But that's the US one, and Canadian.
That's the one I have, and then the third one.
Yeah,
I have the UK second album.
Yeah, the UK
I think I got that from Patrick.
Yeah. So the UK has the cheesecake cover with the girl on the front.
Yeah. I think I got that out of an auction, or I just bought it.
That's a UK one. That's not.
This is really fucking good too.
Yeah.
No Dead Kennedys.
I haven't listened to it yet.
No,
I went through punk. I had like 15 better than that. And I kind of put them away.
Lives in Tennessee.
I only ended up with 2 punk on my list.
I had a bunch. I have so many great debut albums.
He's calling my name and I
50 doesn't even touch it.
So the
Let
single
me get back home again.
Single called "Far Far From Home" that's on the Metal album.
No, the same. There's a gator in the bush. Lord, he's calling my name.
Yep.
I love this.
Yeah.
That's another band I never got into.
What's
Molly
that?
Hatchet?
Yeah, I'm not really into the country rock thing.
I wouldn't call this country rock.
Country rock, my
Southern
friend.
rock.
Well, very jangly Telecasters and
Major
It's like-
chords,
Really different.
major scales.
These guys are
It's a
The
little
first
too
two albums.
even
No,
still.
wait a
It's
minute.
too much country element for me.
These guys are playing Explorers and getting let balls. There's no Telecasters in the
3
band.
guitars.
Well, it don't sound like no rock.
Yeah.
And they have the most heavy metal cover of all time.
That I can believe.
Oh yeah, those
So
It's a Death Dealer.
what was it? Frank? What's the guy's name?
Yeah,
Rosetta.
Rosetta. Yeah.
go find a live
I
clip of
love
them
those
doing
covers.
Flirting with Disaster with the 3 guitar.
Oh man, the live version. Patrick, do you have the
And
the
Double
promo
Trouble?
copy that comes with this on White Label and the live?
Is the
No,
back
I
blank?
don't.
Yeah. That's right.
I'll send that in the next package because that's really good.
Oh, single sided.
Yeah, Far Far From Home.
Nice.
But this is not a promo.
No, the single was just the single.
Oh, okay.
I think that was you could. I mean, I used to
It's
see
kinda
that.
like
That
the
was
album-
like a
there was a-
50-cent single.
There was like a Elvis Costello single,
That
just
was-
like that was promo, but it came with that record. And
The first Clash album, when it was released in America, came with a
All
single.
right,
Okay, hang on. Just wait, Bobby. Wait.
Just because you're done doesn't mean we're going to stop
It
everything.
says demonstration.
yeah. I think probably just so the record stores want to pull it out and sell it on its own. But I never got it. I thought I got that album relatively. I know I got it before I saw him, so I got it in '83 sometime. I didn't even know that came until years later.
Did you play anything off of Damaged yet, Patrick?
No. Is that-
Oh, you
is that
counting
the
that
debut?
as a first album? Yeah.
I mean, that's their first.
Yeah.
full length.
I you know what? I didn't even consider that. That's great.
I wouldn't know what to play, so yeah.
You can play Gimme Gimme Gimme. You can play
Rise Above.
Rise Above. Yeah, Rise Above.
You guys keep singles 10 inches or 7 inches in that, or do you keep them out separate from that?
I keep my 7 inches separate. I have a whole, 10-inch section. But my
If they
heavy
get,
metal,
like-
I put in the beginning because I only have this many metal 10 inches.
Like
I
my
fi-
promo
I
copies
file
like
them with
that.
the.
Like
file
I
them
have
with
the
the band.
promo Clash that came with the 7-inch. I keep it with the album.
Oh, if it came with the album, I'll keep it with the album. But like 12-inch singles, I'll put in a file with the band, and then I have the 45 boxes that I put 45 in.
I meant like the ones that come with these.
Yeah, if it came with it, I
No, I
keep it with
separate
it.
them. I got that. My best way's in with the singles
Oh, okay, no, I
You
keep it
separate
with
it?
it. Yeah.
because I'm not going to remember what has a single.
That's it. I don't remember what has it.
Yeah, I'll file the single alphabetically.
But a lot of times, I'll go back to High Roller. There's so much stuff in that. I almost wonder, by the time you get all the stuff in, it works.
If it's High Roller, I just separate them.
Demos, at Satan Demos came with the Satan single. I have that with my singles,
The only time I keep it together is if it's an original pressing. If it's a reissue like High Roller, I just separate them because it doesn't
You do,
matter.
yeah. Because I forget what's what. I have to start going through, thinking, looking, and finding.
And I only have a couple originals that came, like the Black Death. Did that one come with a 7-inch? I feel like it did.
But it's always a bonus, isn't it, Aaron? Even when it originally came out, it was always a bonus single.
These guys were so good, they all died early. So yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm waiting
nobody's
to do,
alive.
Aaron, to keep the reissue ones separate. I worry about the warpage. There's so much stuff in these new ones that the main record will warp.
I don't like the Doors' first album best. I know John doesn't like the Doors, period.
I don't like the Doors either.
I think their second album is better.
For me, it's either Strange Days or LA Woman for me.
Yeah.
How about LA Woman?
That's the one thing me and John see eye to eye on.
They kind of go back and forth. Maybe LA Woman or even Morrison Hotel, though, or some good stuff on that. I never really try to rank them. I think I pull out LA Woman more.
That first House Martins record has Fatboy Slim on bass.
Yeah, the Japanese Priest in the East, there was a 45. Does the UK have a 45 too? I know the Japanese.
No, it's just a Japanese.
I have it written. I have
that.
I
keep that one with the record.
No, isn't there a couple, Aaron? Isn't there a couple different copies in different countries that has different 45s?
I've never heard of that before.
I could be wrong, but I feel like there was different. Maybe let's say I'm just making this up, but let's say Germany that came with a different song on the 45. I feel like that might be the case, but you know how it is. I make a lot of mistakes.
You got 2 or 3 copies of Priest in the East.
I'm surprised they haven't done a bootleg of that yet of the whole show, because there's bootleg CDs from back in the 90s.
What a drummer!
The original drummer.
Yeah.
On the Priest, okay, maybe I'm wrong.
This
I feel like there's another country
like
The
that.
only one I knew that had it. It's got a live version of what's it called? The long song.
Kiss has done some weird stuff like that. Like it's like Australasia or something like that. There's a version of You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best. It has 2 extra songs because those 2 songs were hits in that region and nowhere else in the world.
Beyond the Realms of Death. Wasn't that the one, Aaron?
Are you kidding? I did play deep rust stuff all the time, man. You'll never hear me honestly play Tom Sawyer or The Spirit of the Radio. That's not me. These other guys like that stuff, not me. They voted Spirit of the Radio #1 Rush song. Give me a break.
Well, it is. What are you talking about? Just because because a song is a deep cut doesn't mean it's like something really like wow, like out of the ordinary and special. Yeah. Like, if that was the case, then Rivendell would be a great one, you know.
Rivendell is not a great song.
Rivendell is a great deep cut.
It's a horrible cut. Rivendell should be cut off the face of the earth.
Sunlight.
Oh, that's hard.
Patrick, why do you hate The Hobbit so much?
I don't. I love.
Well, I don't like the
Hobbit.
Hobbits either, but that's how I make an exception for.
Lousy book, The Hobbit.
What?
I like that book.
What are you talking about? That was pretty good.
Oh, I didn't think so. Lord of the Rings was great.
Yeah, but you were like 40 when you read it. It's a kid's book.
Well, yeah, true enough.
Lord of the Rings is way better than The Hobbit.
Well, Lord of the Rings was written for adults, whereas The Hobbit was written for teenagers.
From the dark depths of mortar, I need girls.
Lord of the Rings wasn't written for adults. It was written for
what you
kids.
Well, Gollum.
A lot of
Written for hippies and heads.
Came up and slipped away with her.
Listen, now there's not a lot I can do.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? A lot I can.
Huh.
Somebody ripped this off, or they ripped this off. What the fuck is that? No, there's not a lot I can do.
I actually just reread it earlier this year, The Hobbit.
Yeah. Okay, Aaron, what was on the single for the Japanese? Because the UK one, Unleashed in the East, had Rock Forever, Hellbent for Leather, and Beyond the Realms of Death. That's original UK.
What the
Let me
fuck
see.
song is this? Shit.
I didn't know the UK came with it.
No, I mean, most of them didn't, but
What's
it
it
was.
sound like?
Here's the Japanese one.
Supercrap, and now there's not a lot I can do. Dreamer. Now, wait, Dreamer.
So,
from,
different
but
songs.
that
They had
came much
Delivering the
later.
Goods.
This was
I know.
1970.
somebody ripped them off, or they ripped somebody else.
Yeah.
The Japanese had, at least this one has
Supertramp ripped them off.
Rock
Yeah.
Forever, Delivering the Goods, Hellbent for Leather, and Starbreaker.
Hellbent.
So there, I think there was a couple
Oh, here's the
versions, at
Hobbit
least
part right
two.
here. Here we go. Hobbits dancing around the fire right here. So there we go.
On the
Actually, I don't mind this.
Dancing around
I like
Stonehenge.
this kind of this
Drinking
for
some
them.
mead.
Dancing around a 12-inch Stonehenge monument.
Yes.
Drink
Maybe-
mead
maybe
at
those
the
are the only
Prancing
two.
Pony. The
Is
Prancing
this the one with the
Pony.
octopus on the cover?
Sorry?
Is this the one with the octopus on the cover?
No, this is the
No.
one with that giant head, just the
Okay.
head.
I like the one with the octopus. I think that's the only one I still have in my collection.
Yeah, that's like their 4th or 5th record, something like that.
So I like so it goes self-titled. It goes Acquiring the Taste, 3 Friends, Octopus, and
Yeah.
then I think maybe Freehand, and then
No, it was in a
I
glass
didn't like
house.
acquiring the taste. I gave that
in
to
a glass
Scott.
house. Yeah, you're right. You're right. In a glass house.
Yeah, Freehand is good, and Missing Piece is good too. And it's a-
You see, the recording's really brittle. But,
yeah, but the songs are pretty good on this.
you know, I like the Cimmerillion better than Lord of the Rings. I love the Cimmerillion. That's like the pre-story of Lord of the Rings.
I haven't read it yet. I have it.
Well, Aaron, I'm looking at Discogs, 79 releases. And I'm not trying. I
John's
don't know why I'm
hardcore
doing it.
researching this now.
Yeah, it says the Japanese was Rock for Leather, Delivering the Goods, Hellbent for Leather, and Starbreaker. And maybe I said the same thing for the UK. Where the hell is it? UK. Here we go.
Yeah, the Vertigo ones are definitely better.
That one.
Darren.
UK with the 7-inch. There it is. Let's
No,
see.
so Judas Priest was called Priest in the East in Japan. So I
Rock
got
Forever,
it.
Hellbent, and Beyond the Realms of Death.
Dan, I love Thin Lizzy, but their first
That's
record
different
wouldn't
then.
even
Which
make
one
my
is that?
top
Which one's that
100.
from?
And I like that record.
Where's that one
UK.
from, John? Yeah,
UK.
So the Japanese is different from the UK.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
UK came out in September 17, 1979. It came with a vinyl 7-inch. And I could even see it says it on the cup at the little circle.
So what are those going
7-inch.
for with the 7-inch now?
Let's see. That's a good one because it's probably very rare.
I've never even
Well,
heard
actually,
of
no.
it.
The highest it ever sold for was $52.
And
not
that's
bad.
where we say goodbye to you. Hawk to a Lord, goodbye.
Yeah, I saw it somewhere, and I said those are different songs, and I
Yeah.
couldn't remember.
I've done the Japanese. I don't have the UK workbook.
Oh, Montrose self-titled one. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah.
debut.
I didn't even
My,
think about
my
that.
favorite Gentle Giant album is their last album, Civilian.
Terrible record.
It's better than Rivendell.
Yeah,
Terrible album.
I love Civilian.
yeah, John. Here's one guy selling just the 7-inch.
Well, that's all you need. I mean, everyone's got
Yeah.
a copy. You could get a $5 copy. Yeah.
Like,
Maybe
selling
I
it
thought
for?
about Surfer Rosa, but I just can't consider
that
that
the
their
Fast
first
Way?
record. That mini album that came out before it, I've always considered that
That-
the first record.
Oh yeah, I
No,
see that.
the-
7-inch,
we're
no
on the
album,
Judas
£5.
Priest.
Oh,
the Judas Priest Unleashed in the East. I guess
Oh.
multiple countries had different 7-inches.
Yeah, maybe just
really?
those two. I only just went to the first two I found.
You can only find 2 different ones.
I didn't look through everything. God, there must be 60 different versions of it.
I need a beer.
Go get a beer.
my God.
All right. After we got 5 more minutes, and we're gonna start this bad boy.
That is a funny one for me. I
I
got
did more damage to my ear than Ministry.
Yeah.
Damn, Damn, Damn is a good one. I didn't think about that either.
Chinatown and Renegade are very good. That's
There's no bad Thin Lizzy album.
These records are great.
No, there's not.
Awesome, Bobby. You have a better Guinness than I do.
Good call.
I got like Boston Theme is the only ones they have now.
Did I tell you about this? The Henry Rollins a couple years ago. There's a video on Amazon or on Instagram. Him and Cyndi Lauper singing this.
No.
Actually, pretty good.
What is that variety, John, you have?
It's the same as everyone else. It's just the Boston Theme.
Oh, it's Boston Can.
Yeah, it's a can. I think some of the money goes to something. Gives back. Guinness gives back Boston.
Yeah.
What's
We
that
had
Boston
something here a couple years ago.
What's that Boston beer tastes like? Samuel Adams. I hear it advertised all the time. Is it any good?
I like it a lot.
I'm not a fan of it, but they have a couple of the special holiday flavors were really good.
Their
But I never
Oktoberfest
remember
is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I don't
Which one was
like
it?
most of their other beers, though.
Was it October? Would you say?
I had their
I love their
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah, I think that's the one I like. I used to
And
get
they have
this
one.
eight
They have
up-
a cherry. They have a cherry one that I like too, but I can only drink like one or two.
Cherry beer. Oh my God.
I have
Yeah, it's
I have a
good.
ton of cherry beer in the garage. Sarah likes those. I can't do them unless I run out.
Then you're just drinking it because you need something to drink.
Of a Sam Adams or a different one?
I don't know. There's all different varieties like chocolate and cherry.
No, it's just that one particular. I don't like fruit beers. It's just that one particular one I kind of like.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, the one I like, I think it was the Oktoberfest Sam Adams.
Yeah, it's
I
really
think that's
good.
what it was.
Cherries go in
I don't know Hobgoblin, Dan.
a Harvey Wallbanger. That's what cherries go in. You guys know what a
Bring
Harvey
it back,
Wallbanger is?
The drink. It's a
Now
mixed drink.
on the
Mixed
Warzone record, I forget what song, but it's at the end of the
Isn't that-
record. You go into
you just put
Rise
that- that's
Above.
when
You
you
go into
press-
that chorus right at the end.
You got her against the wall, and you're just banging her. Wall banger.
The headboard banger.
A wall banger.
The opinions expressed by people on the panel are not necessarily reflective of the panel.
No, that's something different.
I did Murphy's the other night.
That would only work if the guy's name was Harvey. Right?
Oh, I thought it was Harry.
Harry. Well, no, it's Harvey.
Yeah, because then she's like really hairy, you know.
What, her badge is really hairy, or her
Yeah,
whole body is
that's-
really
well,
hairy?
yeah,
What the fuck?
the
Chance
area.
likes the Harry Wallbanger.
The area. I don't know.
Hairy badge banger.
That reminds me of an old girlfriend.
Well, Harry.
You can like braid her pubics. Like,
Well, you know, it's all natural. You get those.
I love that
veg
Vaginal
chicks.
is talking about us being disgusting when it's got Vaginal in his name.
yeah.
That's rather ironic, don't you think?
Don't you think? That's disgusting.
I miss Bloom County. I used to love that.
Harvey Wallbangers in Toronto in the mid.
I know. What are you talking about, BTR?
Was the most
I have no idea what
popular
that-
drink in Toronto in all the bars in the mid '70s. Harvey Wallbanger. That and Irish coffee. One time, me and a buddy, there was two buddies were at a bar, and this guy's got a lot of money, and he was into the Irish coffee. And he kept buying Irish coffee. His waitress had to send somebody to the store to buy a whole bunch of whipped cream, right?
Yeah.
I the next day I went to the bar and asked the waitress how much my buddy's bill was. $443.
That's a lot of booze, man.
Well, I drank. I don't know. I think I drank 15 Irish coffees along with some whiskeys and some, circles. We had to
No,
send
we
the
have
waitress
not.
away twice, eh? But
I've never been able to get into that
We were
record,
spending so much
Harry.
money. The guy was
I used to
spending so
drink
much-
Irish coffees, Bobby. I used to drink them at home too.
Well,
Was
I
that
like,
the one I sent you?
I like
Aaron? Was
coffee
the
with
Meet
just
the Resident?
whiskey in it. Just pour whiskey in a coffee. That's good for me, man. I used
All
to
right.
drink that all
And
the
they
time.
used to. Some of the places would put a little Kahlua in there.
Yeah. That's
I always
They got
thought the
one
Harvey
called-
Wallbangers were a chick drink.
they got a
So
drink
how-
in BC called Squamish coffee. That's pretty damn good. It's got Kahlua in it, Pepper.
So how?
Yeah,
how did we
I
do
only
this
used to
last
have
time?
Kahlua in the Irish coffee. Sometimes, not every place does it, or I wouldn't do it at home.
I don't know why they gave it up. Maybe because they got expensive. I remember buying Harvey Wallbangers for like $1.50.
Well, I mean, it's just what is it?
He's in
Orange-
prison now, isn't he?
It's just
Harvey
it's
Wallbanger?
basically a screwdriver with Galliano in it.
He's
It's
in the
not.
jailhouse now.
Oh, it had Galliano. That
Yeah, it's
Harvey
like orange
Wallbanger.
juice, Galliano, and vodka, right?
Well, yeah, but it had. I forget what was in it now. It had to have soda in it for sure. There had to be some soda in it. And I forget, for fuck's sakes. I drank a lot of them.
The Gang of Four is that's a good one, Travis.
Yeah.
I considered X, but I think I like some of the other records better.
So should I keep this here, or do we do it differently last time? Did we have it minimized, or did we? How did we?
I think we showed when the people were talking. We made us big.
Yeah,
and you could show that at the end.
I got the
All right.
records.
We just really want to hang out and talk. We're not really ranking like statistics.
Well,
We're ranking.
All right.
No,
so
I mean you're still gonna put it up, but
all right.
this is fun to look at.
So Mark, you're in charge of making people big, so I can keep track of like writing down the names. How's that? Can you
Okay.
handle that? All right. So this is the list. We're going to list 10 of ours. Afterwards, depending on how things go, we'll try to get a top 5. If not, we'll just say fuck it and just like leave it like it is. So let's start. Vance, you go first.
All right.
Make Vance big. Krampus. There you go.
All right. Well, these are honorable mentions that we're going in
No,
inside.
no.
No.
No
All right, number 10.
No cheating, Grumpus.
I like seeing the honorable mentions.
Yeah,
because
those are going in and out of my list. So
I'm a big fan because you can't.
start-
You feel bad
it's hard.
you're leaving
All right,
things out.
here we go. Number 1 or number 10.
Okay.
The Firm's debut album.
Oh my god.
I was excited this was coming out, dude. This was a big deal.
I remember.
For me.
Holy shit.
I listened to shit out of this. I'm sorry. Hey, I know you guys are gonna laugh, but whatever.
We did laugh.
Number 9. I mean, come on. I think somebody has to have to kill them all on their list, right?
Credibility out the
You know
window.
what? Because you had that firm in there, I'm pulling Zeppelin out to put another record.
I'm sorry. It's just
Punishment.
it's me, both.
Punished.
It's me. You know?
How many Zeppelin related records will he have is the question.
You know, I was gonna do it as many as I could, but you know, where am I? Number 8. This was a big record for me, man. I listened the heck out of this.
That was
I
on
thought
my
it was
list.
pretty monumental.
It was on my list.
Facelift.
No
All that.
complaints on that one.
John brought this up, and yeah, when this came out, man, I loved it, and I wanted to see them really bad. They opened up for AC/DC and going with the first Fast Way.
Oh,
Loved
No,
that.
it made the list.
Banger. I mean, every song, I love it. Again, this one too. It was like I bought this record, start through finish, man. Loved it. On the turntable all summer. Beastie Boys, License to Ill.
I was thinking of that record. That's good. I'm glad you put that in there, man.
And then Love It or Hate It, Appetite for Destruction. Definitely.
is that an OG cover or is that a boot?
No, this is the real deal, and I got the little what is the little tattoo sticker or whatever the hell's in it.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean that was, and I got the other cover too.
I have a
Now this one,
copy of that.
no, I didn't do that. I played. That's the one I got when it came out. This one obviously it didn't come out like when I was into them, but you can't deny it. Van Halen's debut,
Yep.
and then we'll go with Robert Plant's Picture at 11.
Oh my
Of course,
god.
come on, it's my list. Number
Your
2,
list is wrong.
10.
Hold on
Come
a
on.
second. What was the one for Pictures at 11?
Pictures at 11.
Number 2, 10. Mock me whatever you want, but this is a.
And I'm not
killer
even
album.
gonna fucking wait to ask what the number
Oh,
one
come
is. I
on.
know
You
it's
already
there.
know
Well,
what it is.
I got the one I got from you, Patrick.
There you go.
Very
Led
nice.
Zeppelin.
So whatever.
So you
I
got
don't care. I don't
1,
give a shit what
2,
you say, I say.
3,
Should be 10.
4, 40% of your list was good job.
I could have gotten worse.
He likes
You
him,
guys.
so what? He likes him, so what?
All right, Bobby. All right, Bobby. You yapped about it. You're next. All right, here we go.
That's what
All
I
right,
was thinking.
okay.
Number
in
10.
no particular.
No.
No, it has to be in order.
Those were personal favorites.
I'm not changing the order
Not-
of my list. Fuck
not
you.
critical or
Right,
historical.
and they're going up in that order. 10 through 1.
They're going up the way they're going up.
Okay, so that's your order. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Dan. I was thinking that, man. Death Wish 2.
I could have.
Okay, again, let him go, man.
Technically-
Come on.
That's a soundtrack.
Rolling Stones, naturally for me. It's got King Bee on it. I love that goddamn record, and I'm an early Stones fan guy. I really like the Stones.
one.
Now, here's a guy that none of you ever heard of. Well, Bipper, he asked me about the guy, David Clayton Thomas. You know that song he asked me about, Brainwash, Bipper?
You sang for Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Yeah, well, David Clayton Thomas's first album with the Shays, it was phenomenal. I've loaded up 5, 6, 7 songs off of it. If anybody's interested, you can go have
Didn't
a
he
look.
sing for Blood, Sweat, and Tears?
What?
Didn't he sing for Blood, Sweat, and Tears?
I think so. Later on.
Yeah. I think he was their
Yeah.
singer after what's his name was.
Yeah,
Go
he
ahead.
was like he was in the Shays, and then I think that
80.
single was cut
Well,
with the Shays and then
the
by
Boss
himself.
Man, the Shays, and I always forget the Rogues. I think he was in the Rogues for about 2 weeks, which later became the Mandela.
Oh, yeah, here's Mr. Entertainment.
Yeah,
But
okay.
that brain was it
Mr. Boring.
Brainwashed?
Yeah.
Got brainwashed.
What a
right?
killer track!
On
Killer,
Roman Records.
absolute
All right.
killer track.
Go. Keep
Okay,
going.
number 8.
Number 3 for me is Jimi Hendrix's first album in '67. That blew everybody away, right? Nobody could believe it was just 3 guys, to tell you the truth. And they're going, what? What do you mean 3 guys? Nah, bullshit.
That's 2.
What do you mean? That's 3.
That's
No.
3, isn't it?
I'm just saying. Before you got here, we said what bands would you pick, and so we all chimed in on what we thought you would choose, and so that's
Oh, we already picked. Yeah.
Well,
so we're 2 for 3.
Another one for me is Led Zeppelin's first album, in '69. You don't know. You guys weren't there. You don't know what the fuck that album did to the world. You really don't.
I know, Bobby.
Fleetwood Mac's first album with Peter Green. I mean, I'm a blues guy, and I just absolutely love that fucking album.
What was the name of that record?
Just called Fleetwood Mac.
Was it Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac? Is that what it was called, or was it?
Oh, I don't remember names.
All right, well, I'll just leave it as Fleetwood Mac. Okay.
And this, I didn't have time to go get the albums, but I had this next one right here, right? And I remember hearing this in about 1960. The Wolf.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, moaning in fuck, Bobby, get it right. Moaning in the
Yeah, I didn't pick stuff like that because those were like singles, put on,
yeah, but it's an album, right?
Yep. Nope. Fair enough. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying I didn't go that route.
And next up, I got Jackie Shane. I don't know if many of you guys know Jackie Shane, but he was a Toronto R&B guy that was incredible, and I mean incredible.
I know him through you from all the videos you posted.
Wait a minute. Jackie Shane was one and done. Yeah, he only got one album, 6 45s, but only one album. So I'll have to pick somebody else. The Animals. Wait a minute.
There you go.
Wait a minute. No. The Animals' first album was pretty shitty. It was their second album.
It was not shitty. The UK version wasn't. The one with them on the.
Well, the second album was better than the Animals.
The first album had Bo Diddley.
Wait a minute. What's the name of the album? The Angry Young Them. Them's first album.
God, yeah.
All right. Jack, and then next up for me, everybody knows I'm a James Brown guy. His first album, Please, 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 was
Mark called it.
Yeah, got that one.
And another one for me being growing up with country and western, Hank Williams' first album. There was only like 8 or 9 songs on it, and the album was only like, I don't know, 25 minutes tops, right? But I'm a Hank fan. I got a.
What was the name? Do you know what the name of the album is? Just Hank Williams.
Hank Williams Sings. It's just Hank Williams Sings.
Gotcha. Last one.
And the last one, last but not least, and when I seen these guys, and no other bands ever did this to me, the hair on my arm stood up, the hair on the back of my neck stood up, not the hair on my head because it was this long, right? I would have looked funny. And that's Black Sabbath. First time I seen them. That's 10, guys.
Who? Oh,
Yeah.
Sabbath. Okay.
Black Sabbath. Yep.
No 10 years after. No Sabbath.
No Mountain, no Cream.
I could go on with the,
No Leo Lyons.
Fuck you guys.
No, we were trying to pick we were trying to decide what you would pick.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
All right.
Yeah, just with 10 years after.
Yeah, well, I thought it was gonna be 10 years after, but
I forgot them guys. So let's switch out.
No, we're not switching
No.
out anything.
Switching out. God damn it.
All
I
right,
didn't
Steve.
have any time to think
Steve,
about it.
Steve, you're up.
And you're muted, Steve, by the way.
All right.
hey,
Steve,
Daryl.
muted.
Steve, you're
Cool
muted.
Sorry.
There you
No,
go.
you're not.
Number 10, I've got Truth.
Okay.
What a great record.
Number 9, I got Metal Church.
Ed is like going, I should have had it on my list.
Number 8, I got License to Ill.
Oh, awesome.
Right.
Oh,
Man, I should have picked that. That would be number
7,
1.
I've got Iron Maiden. Number 6 is Kill 'Em All.
Well, right on, Safe and Sound Vaginal Audio Excursion. Get me in. March. Hey, that's my birthday. Happy birthday, Bobby.
There you go.
Number 5 is Lightning to the Nations.
Ooh, forgot that one.
Number 4 is Violent Femmes. Number 3 is Ramones. Number 2 is Are You Experienced? And number 1 is Black Sabbath.
You and Bobby are like simpatico.
Yeah, my list is lousy.
I forgot about really Lightning to the Nations, and somebody mentioned Iron Maiden. I was like, "Oh fuck!" Lightning. It made me. It triggered that.
I feel bad I didn't put Truth in because that's really one of my favorite records.
Okay, I'll go next. So number 10, I have Lynyrd Skynyrd's first album, pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd. One of my favorites. This might surprise some people, but when this came out, me and the singer of the band that I was working for loved it. Tori Amos's first album, Little Earthquakes. I thought that was just a fantastic album. Let's see. Next up, Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. I don't care what you say. That is a great record. No matter what people think about it, that everybody was into that record.
Fantastic record.
Montreux's first album doesn't get much better as a debut, where you just pretty much put everything you had into one record and then you were done. I mean, pretty much they just unloaded the cannon and it was over. But next up is Boston's first album. If you weren't around when that album came out, you have no clue how popular that album was or how big it was and how everybody, just the sound of that record was so different. Next up,
for 5 years.
Can't believe I forgot this, but Mr. Ted Nugent, his first album, a tour de force, 10-star album, not a bad song on it. Nice to listen to it all the time. Iron Maiden's first album, I mean, that was an amazing revelation for me. I thought, Judas Priest has just been jumped up a notch to me. When it came out, it was just Judas Priest to another level. Next one was the Cars' first album. Again, this was a new sound they had, and even if you didn't like that kind of music, you had to appreciate Elliot Easton and his guitar playing. So that was such a huge album. It's one of my favorite records. I kind of champion this band. It's the Captain Beyond. Their first album is one of my favorite albums. It would probably be a Desert Island Disc for me. Start to finish, just once you put it on, you just let it go the whole way. And number 1 is Van Halen's first album. I mean, what can I say? I remember the first time opening it and hearing it and just like going, okay, just jaw drop. But amazing album, love it. But that's my list.
Awesome.
Nice.
So, John, let's get you next.
All right.
Hey, wait a minute. Can you put up?
I'm missing some. I would have put the Them record in there. There's so many I'm missing. So I'm just gonna go what I picked, and I could have picked more punk. I'm doing Kill 'Em All.
It's making big.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, the Iron Maiden debut, fantastic. What else? I'm not gonna talk much about it. The Saints first album, unbelievable. It's like they accidentally discovered punk rock before punk rock, or right when it was happening in England. Amazing. Misfits, Walk Among Us. Big
that an OG? Record.
No, I do. I have a Caroline. This is a boot, I think.
Okay.
Rose Tattoo. I just threw this in, and I took out Zeppelin just because Vance threw the firm.
My God.
I love this record. I'll take this over AC/DC.
I love you did that.
Man,
the very first UK punk rock record.
Nice.
The Ramones, of course. And this is Jesus and Mary Chain's first album. This was a life-changing record, 85, I think. This is massive. And then I go with Bobby. Rolling Stones debut, probably their best record, or up there with their best record.
I'm surprised you guys hold it in that higher regard. It's interesting.
Oh, I love that record so much. And then Van Halen is number 10. Number 1.
All right. Great list.
Right,
nice.
It's not on the list.
I'm missing tons and tons. It's
all right, Mark, you get to go.
Bad list.
Make yourself
okay. Yeah, interesting lists, I gotta say. Number 10 for me is Max Webster's debut record. I've been doing a deep dive on Max Webster on their video channel that they have on YouTube, and I've been watching a lot of their shows that they did long before they released their debut. So their debut record was well rehearsed and performed before they did it, and it's just fantastic. I've always loved it. Hangover, Here Among the Cats, all kinds of great songs on that. I've always loved the very first Max Webster record. Number 9 is Led Zeppelin 1. It's my favorite Led Zeppelin record of all time. Will always be. Actually, I don't think I've collected much more Zeppelin after that one. I do have 2 and 3, but
how much advance pay you to say that?
No, he doesn't have to. He didn't have to pay me anything. Zeppelin 1 has always been my favorite Zeppelin record, and I will.
I know who
always stand by that.
Mazzy, it's about diversity. Mark's a Canadian.
Maslov doesn't know it because he probably doesn't listen to music that's that new. He's only listened to like stuff in the 60s. So number 8,
didn't make Rolling Stone magazine.
Folk rock. Yeah.
Number 8 for me is one of the greatest progressive rock albums of all time. I know this gets debated a lot of whether it's the best prog record of all time or the best debut prog record of all time. King Crimson in the Court of the Crimson King. I've always loved this record. I think it definitely made the blueprint of what was to come for progressive rock.
I think it's got the best first song of all time. I don't know about the rest of it, though.
The rest of it is brilliant. I love it.
Any fag bar you went into when that record come out, nights.
Well, it's good to know that you were going to the fag bars, Bobby. Number 7.
My brother was a waitress at one of them.
It
was his first job.
Number 7.
Bet it was a job.
I bet.
Number 7 is Queensryche's Warning. I've always thought that's always been a really standout record. I've always thought that once again, when Jeff Tate came out in the scene, everybody and their brother wanted a singer that sounded like him in their band. And that's the reason why. I mean, just listen to that album, top to bottom. Number 6, this is when I knew nobody would have this in their list. But when I first heard this record, being a guitar player and pretty young at the time when I discovered this, I was like, wow, what the hell is this? And I listened to it all summer long when I found this, and that was Yngwie Malmsteen's first record, the Rising Force record, with just the one with him holding the guitar in the front there, in the hand the girl was holding it.
Not the red one. Influenced one?
Sorry?
The one with the classical music one?
Yeah, the 8-song one with the 2 vocals, the only 2 songs that have vocals on it.
It's not Marching Out. Marching Out's the second one.
Marching Out's the second album.
Yeah.
So that's always been a huge record for me. Number 5, and Patrick predicted this one, Marillion Script for a Jester's Tear. I've always loved Marillion, as everybody knows on here. And that album was, it's incredible to me how good that record was for a first album. I mean, again, they were another band that were around for a long time before they made their debut record. So they had a lot of the stuff prepared and, polished up before they recorded. But it was such a great record. And I thought that they kind of re-kicked prog rock in the 80s at that time with the record, because at that time was pretty dead progressive rock in the 80s then. Number 4, Boston debut. Again, I agree with Patrick. This album definitely made waves in the on the scene, in the music scene in general. The fact that this is one guy who pretty much did everything, teched it, recorded it, engineered, mixed everything, and he pretty much created a new sound. I mean, the whole Rockman thing, everybody and their brother started using the Rockman after a while. I mean, Hysteria was tracked using a Rockman, if you can believe that. All the guitars and that. It's unbelievable. Number 3, this album, to me, I've always looked at it as not only it's a debut record, but it's probably a greatest hits record on their first album, and that's Kiss. Their debut album has so many fantastic songs that they still play to this day, did to this day, play live. And it's just fantastic album.
Yeah, I'm sad I didn't have that in my list. So good.
Yeah, Mazzy, we were all alive.
Mazzy, every one of us here was alive at that one.
Yeah. I don't know what this Maslov guy, where does he get his information from? Number 2, Black Sabbath's debut. At the very first time I heard that album, it totally got me at the right time. I had it on headphones the first time, and that whole bell with the rain and everything was just fantastic. And every single time I took a long car drive anywhere, that was my cassette of choice. See, notice I would say cassette player in my car back in the day, listening to this all the time. I wore at least 2 or 3 versions of this on cassette out when I discovered it. So the debut Black record is my number 1. Everybody will not be surprised at this. It's the only band that I've ever bought a test pressing for and spent over $200 for, and that's Van Halen 1. I love that album. There's no bad song on this album. It totally made me look at guitar a new way and made me sit in my room for 7 to 8 hours a day learning how to play guitar.
That's a
All right, Ed.
time, man. 7 to 8 hours a day. Holy shit.
My parents
Ed,
thought I
you're
was
in the-
nuts.
Ed,
Right.
you're in the pimp spot. You get to bring us home.
I'm bringing us home. Okay, Mark, make me big.
I'm ready. Here we go.
Okay, Van Halen.
Way too low.
What more could be said
What
about
the-
that? Yeah. So
Every song a banger.
everyone.
Troubles First is
Yeah, Troubles is great, but
it's a great record, but I don't
got
think
two
that
other
would be
albums
with
that are
David.
better.
According to John, this doesn't count, Ed. But yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's his second record. No, I'm kidding. Go on.
we could take this out and I'll put the Exodus in. How's that?
No. You absolutely could use that.
Look, he did have Metal Church. I knew you
Did have Metal Church in there. Yep, absolutely. What a fabulous thing this is.
You're a headbanger, hey, Eddie?
Yeah, you know.
You think?
I thought about that one too.
Yeah, the legacy.
That doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me.
Excellent. I mean, this thing has never been surpassed ever. This is their best one still to this day. So from 1987, I guess I'll give the years out there. This one here was 1984 before that hit. Again,
I had to pick
1984.
one, Eddie.
Oh, that's a great debut. Holy cow.
1984. I remember when this thing came out. Holy.
Yeah, I wish we just did heavy metal. I would have had different choices.
That could come.
Yeah. So amazing album. I listen to this day.
I got that on CD.
Do you listen to it?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, here's one that nobody
Hold
else.
on, what was the one after Wasp?
3 Wasp ones on CD, actually.
Oh, okay, I got that. Okay,
Wasp,
Yeah,
you got Wasp.
you're on Gravedigger. Okay,
Grave
I love the
Digger,
Grave
Heavy
Digger,
Metal
too.
Breakdown. I remember when this thing came out. This thing was I actually had the U.S. copy of that. The track listing's a little different, but as the U.S.
How can you tell which one is the U.S.?
I'm not sure. I mean, maybe it's the teeth. I don't know. So, but yeah, this thing was phenomenal. I loved this thing when this thing was out. I still listen to it.
Trout Mask
Anybody
Replica
can
is a
like
horrible
Trout
record.
Mask. I don't understand.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah, that's my
Jericho.
favorite.
Yeah, look
Balls
at
of
the source who
Jericho.
likes that album.
This thing is still one of the best
That's a great
debuts
album.
of all times.
Guy's about as much fun as a stick.
Jericho, what a bunch of bullshit.
This thing is. You should listen to this, Bobby. You'd love it.
No. I mean Gabriel blowing down a bunch of walls with a trumpet. Lies from the Bible.
Yeah.
All right, we're not going there. Let's go.
No.
Hey, I wasn't going there. I just mentioned it. Bullshit.
You're on
And,
thin ice with your fad comment, so there you go.
And here's one that Mark. Yes, I told you
Yes.
you was going to have one of these here. We're going to have the same one. This is metal, but I love this album, and I could listen to this over every day.
I am shocked at this song.
Was
Norm,
Abe
you
Vigoda
only
the
need
singer of that
album.
band?
Fish.
Abe Vigoda, yes.
Abe Vigoda.
No, this is. I love the. I'm only into the early era. I fell off after the first.
Was it
The
that
first
Tessio?
Steve.
Hogarth.
Hogarth, yeah.
however it
Yeah.
was.
That was a good album, but I fell off after that, and I just
What was
never
Vigoda's
really picked it up.
character in Godfather?
Excellent.
Was he Tessio?
I like Captain
I have to
Beefheart.
start muting people here. I see.
My all-time favorite band. Finally got myself some UK originals. This is a first pressing UK that I got from Thor. Great sound. This thing sounds way better than the
I
US.
concur.
Yep. And what's my number one?
Black Sabbath.
Kill 'em
Slayer.
all.
Nope, that's all Black Sabbath right here.
Yeah.
These are all my leftovers.
Kill 'em all.
Patrick got it. Kill them all.
I think everybody knew that he was going to have it.
Everyone was a headbanging record, for Christ's sakes.
Well, Ed's a headbanger.
I'm a metalhead.
Well, it was.
You don't look like a headbanger.
It was a personal choice. It wasn't. I wasn't going.
Yeah, I mean that's the point is to have all different ones, and we're in the rock world.
It wasn't
Hey,
going
Ed,
like
do you have-
historically or by critical acclaim. It was
Ed,
more.
do you have
what-
any tattoos?
What's stuck on the?
Not a single one.
Oh boy, you ain't a headbanger then.
Oh God, Bobby, your stereotypes are so.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I've got
All right,
jazz. I've got classical. I've got a very small country collection.
I got live, mother.
You got any blues? You got any blues? You got any blues?
Lots of blues.
Yeah, that's about as not metal as you can get. But, yeah.
But Bobby, that first Them record is so gosh darn good.
Fantastic.
I don't have a tattoo.
Yeah.
Norman
Right, so-
does. Yeah, even Mazzy has a
I mean, the only song that's really famous off of that album is Gloria, but there's 2, 3 that are better than Gloria, actually. Eh?
That's the way it always is.
But Gloria is a fantastic record.
The hit's almost never the best song on the record.
They were. I mean, if they weren't Irish, they were. You know, they're better than the Stones at that moment. You know, but they were Irish. They weren't.
I don't know about that.
That record is better than the first Stones record in a way. I mean, I like the first Stones.
Well, they were different. You know, one was really R&B and the other was kind of bluesy, right?
Your Mystic Eyes is
rock,
unbelievable,
right?
Mazzy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That guitar is so fat.
Mr. Guys, yeah, great tune. Fucking right, man. Yeah. That might even be, you know.
But you realize that nobody picked a
my
Beatles.
mouth.
Nobody picked a Beatles album like "Please Please Me." Right?
I was thinking about
Well, that's
the
the
Beatles.
thing with like
you know.
Elvis and the Beatles, and a lot of they were singles bands, and then the record came out after. Like
The Beatles debut is my least favorite Beatles album.
I feel like Howlin' Wolf. I wouldn't go. I mean, for this channel, I'm going to stick to 70s and 80s. I mean, I did do the first Stones record, but a lot of like the Howlin' Wolf is just singles. It's like I don't really think of albums until like 65 or whatever.
So what? Oh, an album, if it has singles on
No,
it,
it's an album, but-
Right in your mind? Come on.
I would have picked the first Elvis record, but
Some bands, that's all they
was
do.
a
Patrick
singles guy.
mentioned the Cars.
The Cars were on my list.
Yeah.
Jeff, the second Femmes album is great, but I don't think anything tops this one. When this came out, this wasn't like anything else that was coming out in '83.
Matter of fact, play Misty Eyes by them. So one of them tunes off of that first album by them, right?
By who?
By
Hey,
them.
what's
he's
up, Eric?
kicked out.
Oh, I don't know if I have that.
Great debut.
Oh man, I still need that. I don't have it.
Another 10-star debut.
That one I have. I love that record.
And another 10-star debut.
Yeah.
Somebody
Radio
said-
Birdman's first
somebody-
album. too.
Somebody said.
Oh man, I forgot about that. I should have told that one.
I just couldn't. I had like 25 punk records, and I'm like,
I totally forgot about the Radio Birdman.
but
No,
I
it
could
wouldn't
just
have
made
made
punk,
my
top.
and then I'm like,
Yeah,
how could I
man.
leave out Van Halen? Like,
Garfunkel.
Eddie, it's easy to say Violent Femmes are overrated 40
my
years
God.
later, but when this came out in '83, there was nothing like this. It
Lesson
was
learned.
so good.
yeah, this was like big in the late 80s. Like, it
Yeah.
was still like fresh.
I remember people hearing this in the '90s thinking it was a new
Art
band.
Garfunkel. Oh God.
Yeah, I know.
Nah,
It sounds
Yeah.
weird
Yeah.
influence to me.
Did you listen to anything in the year 2000?
Who?
Nancy, when's the last time you listened to Art Garfunkel?
When was the last time you listened to anything in the year 2000 and later?
Mazzy keeps up with everything.
I don't know. He never mentions
Oh
any
no,
of it.
he probably buys more new albums than old albums.
So did that sound weird? Like the last 45 seconds? Did things sound weird or no?
Mazzy, I had the X album, but I really prefer the third and fourth.
The X album was number 10 for me, but then when I remembered Truth, and I had to put that in there.
Yeah,
Was that Los Angeles?
I love the first
Yeah,
X
Los
record,
Angeles.
but I don't think they reached their potential in that first one, although it's a 10-star record.
Talking Heads, I love 2 of the songs on that record, but I don't love the whole record.
I'm still mad. I didn't pick the Jeff Beck record though. For some reason,
That's great to hear,
They
Norm.
only had 2 albums.
Let's,
I don't want to
let's hear you post a few of them.
Yeah, but you know, his albums weren't that good.
Well, because that was one and done though. VU meters. Dennis Wilson didn't have a second album, did he? Wasn't that his only solo album?
Yeah, that was his
no,
only record.
only one. He had. There's enough material. It's on the bonus disc, but it was never released.
Yeah. So that he was a one and done. You can't do that. You can't do one and done.
Yep, I did metal
When
records.
did that Dennis Wilson come out? Did he die right after? Or was that?
70s?
Oh, was
He
it?
died about 2
78?
years after, I think.
He died in the '80s. I know.
Came out in 77.
So he died a little bit later, yeah.
Good call, Mazzy. Yes, CCR. I looked at them.
Were you even alive when
I
the
like
first
the
VCR
first
came
thing.
out,
I did
Matthew?
Eric, but I prefer the first thing. What's the one with Wino on it? That's the third record.
Yeah, I have about 40 metal bands I'd put before St. Vitus.
Yeah. I had CCR in my hand, but I put it back on the shelf because I think I was.
I was
Yeah,
just playing Bite It the other day.
For,
But if I'm going to pull out a Budgie album, that's like the fourth or fifth one I'm pulling out. I'm pulling out
Yeah.
Bandolier. If I were Britannia, I'd Wait the Rules.
I'd pull out. I'd pick Uriah Heep
Flower.
over Budgie though. Debuts.
I love the Uriah Heep debut. Yeah.
Well, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, Jeff. The first 4 X records are so good.
Is the first one Los Angeles?
Los Angeles, Wild Gift, Under the Big Black Sun, and then More Fun in the New World. But I like the third and the fourth the best.
And then my favorite songs off the fifth album. What's 4th of July off? That's like the 5th or 6th album, isn't it?
6th.
Yeah.
That's with Dave Alvin. Dave Alvin and Tony Gilkyson on guitar. I think it was 2 guitar bands at that point. Yeah, Under the Big Black Sun is a perfect record. I've shown that as in like Perfect Records. I did videos.
You know what's crazy about that? For some reason, people just don't love it, which is crazy. Because if you go on to what's the Spotify? You know, how you can just click on the band and they'll play all their most popular songs. Like the first song off of that album isn't until like number 35 on the list.
Of what, Steve?
No.
Yeah.
No, one and done.
So if you go to Spotify, you can just click on their hits and it'll play by popularity. It'll play all their songs, and the first song on their second album is until like 35 on the list.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, the Knitters album is really good. I love that record. That was a big deal when I was like going
Yeah,
from
Dan,
punk to rockabilly.
We're gonna do a one and done.
There you go.
Yeah, great record.
Yeah.
I thought about Danzig too.
Oh, the first Danzig record. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
this one
had
got
that.
no mentions at all tonight.
Nope, without. Nope, that was in consideration, but didn't.
Yeah, Mazzy, it's funny you mentioned the Buck Owens. I almost did a top 10 of this country just to fuck with everybody.
Yeah.
A lot of bands didn't get mentioned. They were fantastic.
It's hard to do. It's
Yeah.
hard to do, man. There's a lot of them, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, again though, I think that's like their third best album. You know.
Yeah, the Kinks are messy to me. The early records, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
the Kinks are a messy band. It's still the singles era. But the Who were kind of messy to me. The albums. Beatles the same way. Like some of the best songs aren't
I
there.
own Asia Records. I love Asia. I unemphatically love Asia.
yeah, that first album was that was on the turntable a long time.
Yeah.
My generation is what made the Who started everybody on their bandwagon. What was that? 67? My generation.
No, 65 was my generation, right?
Oh, wasn't okay. There you are. I never seen him till '69.
But I like the Who as a singles band for that era. I don't really like those records, the first 4 records. I love them, but I like the singles better.
First time I seen them, they were real loud. And then
Yeah, I had the first Moxie album on my list
Yeah,
originally. but it
we
didn't
talked
make the
about
cut.
television earlier. We played them. Other
Yeah.
people brought them up, but I wouldn't put television on my list.
I thought about Suicide
Too
too.
artsy fartsy. Yeah, Suicide's great.
Yeah, I thought about it. Yeah, the Jack.
I pulled the first Dag Nasty record. That
Was that
record's
on
one of my
Ironwork
favorite
or
records.
on Bonsai? Ed? Ironwork.
Yeah, first Roxy's good, but It's
Yeah,
not
I've
like
had
Uriah
this
Heep. I pick and choose
40
tunes
years.
off them.
I can't even name one song off your album. I can name stuff off Rise Again and Third, but I can't name one thing off your album. It's Ashes. No, Ashes, Rain, and Ice off Rise Again. What's on your album? I own it. But... Well, the first Pantera was what? Metal Magic or Project in the Jungle?
No,
Is it Metal Magic?
I think it's
I am the Night. I am the Night.
Yeah.
I am the Night.
I don't like. I think the first one's the worst of the first four. I do like Projects in the Jungle though.
Oh man.
those are hard.
Never a lack of
Good
opinions in the
stuff.
peanut gallery. Never a lack of opinions. You know.
Yeah, I thought about the Stooges too.
Nobody mentioned the first Chris Hillman, although Vance did mention at least 4 things that were tied to either Pearl Jam or Led Zeppelin.
I'm surprised you didn't do Mother Love Bone.
I'm surprised you didn't do
I
Outrider.
thought about it.
Why didn't you do Outrider?
But that's a one and done, really.
Yeah, that is a one and done.
Oh, you're right. Outrider.
You know what? I'm surprised.
So there, wait for that list.
I'm surprised nobody. I'm surprised nobody mentioned Pink Floyd.
Yeah, that first
Yeah,
album,
but
though.
that wasn't their best one, though.
I didn't like that
Or,
record.
yeah, it's not.
Yeah, but that was the one. That was all the the one all of the
People did mention Floyd. Piper is their best record.
No way. That's not even
Without
close.
a doubt.
I didn't get
The
into the
CTA.
I got
album
a
made my
bike.
list.
You can ride it if you like. Give me a break. Terrible album.
My God, that song is better than half the songs off the Wall. Maybe a third.
No,
of
I don't like
songs
The
off
Wall
Dark
either.
Andy,
Side of the Moon.
I like the first
Everything
Rat
off
album.
Final Cut.
Rat has the same problem with me that Queensryche does. Their EPs were better than anything that they ever released after
Did you
that.
just say that the bike was better than half the songs on the wall?
Oh, The Wall's just cringe to me. It's like Rocky
Oh,
Horror Picture
God.
Show, half of it.
Oh man.
The Trial.
John definitely has a weird sense of music.
Who are you people? Sometimes I just go to myself, who the fuck are you people?
I know. Well, I don't really think The Wall's their greatest either. I think Dark Side's much better than The Wall.
I mean, Final Cut, I get the hate. I get the
Final
hate
Cut
on
is
Final Cut.
terrible, but
Yeah.
Wish You Were Here is my favorite.
Wish You Were Here is good. Animals is good too.
Who's for Sam? Man, you can't beat that.
For Sam,
Metal's my
Sam.
favorite.
Like See Emily Play. I know that's a single, but
first album. This one.
Yeah, the early ones I like.
That was the first single, wasn't it? See Emily Play?
I think so. Arnold Lane was one of the early ones.
Eugene, once you get that axe, was it?
That's later.
I
That's
don't know if
like,
that was a single.
That's
that's
later.
on the second record.
Oh.
there.
Second one? Okay.
Well, quote of the night, Pantera never wrote a song as good as Soul
Yeah,
Survivor.
first Patti Smith's
There
good.
you go. There you go. It was perfect.
You don't think Primal Concrete Sledge is as good as Soul Survivor?
Soul Survivor. That's
Monster
great.
Full of Secrets is my favorite of the early stuff.
Horrible.
Hearses.
Three-part, no. I'm surprised Elton John didn't make his list, or Steely Dan Can't Buy a Thrill didn't make John's list.
Swift-O-Matic Riot is one of my favorite bands. Rock City is not even close to their best album.
No, they're another
Yeah.
band that had to work up to their good
Yeah.
stuff.
I like Rock City, but man.
I liked Final Cut when I was in middle school, but I don't know.
I don't think I've listened to it in 30 years.
Yeah, but
That's why.
LA
I don't know if I
Woman
can
wasn't-
stomach
LA Woman wasn't the last album.
You know, momentary lapse of reason. But
Highway to Hell wasn't the last album. Alice in Chains wasn't the last album.
Electric Ladyland wasn't his last
Yeah,
album.
it doesn't surprise me.
And the Stones are saying that Hackney Diamonds is not going to be their last album either. So
I think they already, even if they died today, the Stones, they have enough stuff in the can
Yeah.
to put out another
Have you
couple
been
albums.
drinking?
another 5 albums probably.
Yeah, you got to blame Mazzy for that, though. He was the first one to say
You could have had your own.
You know, as long as there's going to be the Beatles, there'll always be the Stones, because there'll be that question: Stones or Beatles?
Led Zeppelin.
Gene Vincent.
And the album, they got 3 first place votes.
I could have picked the first Gene Vincent record, Bobby, but I didn't want to go that route.
Yeah, I know.
That's another one though. His first record's all singles.
I was going to go. I was going to go with the.
That's
band.
what albums were. They were
Yeah.
compilation of singles and then like a couple
Big
cover
Thing.
songs and
I was going to put in
whatever they
music.
could, the record company could fill up. The Kinks are like that, you know.
First Boz Skaggs is a good one. Yep.
Yeah, I don't even know what the first Roy Orbison record is.
From Valentine, small town of Valentine. Maybe from Wink.
Oh, it would have been
Yeah,
one.
see,
of
that's
the
like you said, John.
Yeah.
A lot of times that's where they would just
Fun didn't
put a
have
lot of
that.
the singles.
No,
together
Sonny
and
just
put it
cut
on
the
an
singles. You know, I don't know what is. I don't even know what it looks like. I'd have to see it.
Not
What
Bandy
tunes
is
were
Roy
on it.
Orbison from Valentine or from Wink? Let me know in the comments below.
Dan, you mentioned the first Voivod. I think the second one's better. They got better with age. First
I never got
Well,
into them until like
pretty good.
Nothing Face. I didn't really like the early stuff like Roar and all that.
Oh, I love
Roar
it.
is good.
Holy cow, that was a face.
It was too Quebecois for me, that stuff.
Roar.
And if you
crazy.
read the lyrics off of that, the lyrics were amazing.
War and Pain.
Can you imagine Jim Dandy singing this? I'm trying to picture Jim
Yeah,
Dandy.
I was thinking that right now.
With a southern accent. Running with the devil.
Yeah, Voidoids, the Richard Hell record. Actually, that's a one and done, right? They only have
Yeah.
that one record.
That was it.
Yeah.
Running with the devil, baby. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, I agree, BGR. Nothing Face is genius.
Edelman's Smile definitely was came up in my. I put it back on the shelf, but
Is he from Vernon? Who's from Valentine? Somebody's from Valentine.
That's like John. I thought
Saint.
about Link Ray
Saint,
too because he's
Valentine.
my favorite. But like
Yeah.
his
Ooh,
first
good
few
pick
albums
there,
were just
Eddie.
singles.
No,
Nevermore,
yeah,
yeah.
he's a singles guy. He really until '65, he didn't have like legit albums.
Yeah.
I mean, there's exceptions. I'm generally speaking. The first Sano and Johnny record's one of my favorite albums. Instrumental.
Yeah, that's worth it just for Sleepwalk though. Was that even on the first record? Or was that
Yeah,
just
it's
a
on the
single?
first record, but it wasn't a collection of singles. The whole record is great. The entire record. One of the best album covers ever.
That may be one of the best instrumentals of all time.
Yeah.
Any thoughts
So
on
many
Bad,
good instrumentals back in the day.
Any thoughts on Bad Company's debut?
Someone mentioned it. It's been brought up.
it was brought
Yeah.
up.
Of course,
But I
on
pretty much,
Swan Song
when I
records
looked
at the
at it,
time.
I put it back.
Yeah,
on the
I
shelf
thought he
right
was
away.
from like Valentine or Wink. So I always heard he's like from Wink, Texas.
What's funny, like the Boston album, the Bad Company album. I love all those records, but they're all records I've played so much that I don't even want to play them anymore. You know.
And you can turn on the radio and hear them
Yeah.
right now. Right now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
I think I have that ripped. I think
About
that
30
one has,
stations
that,
playing
that has the
Boston.
original version of Passionate Kisses.
Ooh, what
But
version?
that
This
shouldn't.
one's
But
really
that
good,
shouldn't
Pat.
take. If you loved it though, that shouldn't take. Disqualify that in a way. I mean,
I'm not saying it should disqualify it. I'm just saying, in
Yeah,
my
you're burned
mind,
out. Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even think of those because I've just burned
Is this
out on
Megaforce?
I think this is the Robert Ludwig.
Okay. Sounds different than my Megaforce. Maybe it's the tubes you're playing through, but
No, this is an older. I haven't done this one on the tubes yet. So yeah.
It's
On
got a
these
lot
two.
of punch.
oh yeah. Of course you did. Yeah.
Not a lot of punch.
Yeah, I've got this is a mega force
right.
here.
Was that one done on Vertigo?
Not
Or
this
did they
one.
do Vertigo later?
Vertigo came
Vertigo.
after.
No, Vertigo was like Inner Sandman. Like that album was on Vertigo. I know.
I have,
okay,
I have
was
Justice
just
of Brazil on
Yeah.
Vertigo. Brazil.
I think they did reissue them all on Vertigo. That's why Music for Nations pushed out the 2 LP 45 RPM version.
Oh, that's right. They were all Music for Nations. That's what it was. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't.
This is the mailbox baseball song.
Run it.
God.
Yeah, I don't have a Megaforce. Mine was the Electra that had "Am I Evil" and blistering on it.
What's
Yeah, I
crazy
remember
is
that.
when you hear, if you pull up any of the videos of them playing these songs with Mustaine, how much faster they are.
And I didn't get into them until Ride the Lightning, so even that I missed the Megaforce on that. It was like when they signed with Electra.
I have
So when they
I have
signed with
a
Electra,
Megaforce.
they
Yeah.
recut. They recut.
I like to find them. Oh, well,
They recut the first 3 on Electra, and those are the ones that were cut by Robert Ludwig. It sounds phenomenal.
I don't know. I was at Easy Street Records Ed one time, and they had the Ride the Lightning on Megaforce, and they wanted like $200 for it. And,
Yeah, my Ride the Lightning's on Electra.
I have both of them for Ride the Lightning.
I'd like to find an Electra. Now, I have an Electra Kill 'Em All, but it's a Columbia House. Is that a Ludwig cut?
It doesn't sound as good as the regular Electra.
But allegedly, the Master of Puppets club pressing isn't a direct
The Master
metal
of Puppets
master.
club pressing sounds better than the regular pressing.
Yeah.
No,
Do you have that, Steve?
I
Kill
think
'Em All.
I used to. I don't know if I still do. Hang on.
I'm talking the Kill 'Em All on Columbia House.
I'd have to see the dead wax in it.
It doesn't say. I have it. It doesn't say.
What is it? What does it say?
SRC.
So, but it all depends. I mean, you can certain letters you can tell if it's Robert Ludwig the way he etches them.
Chelsea
Now I don't
Girls
have
F.
it. So there was a skip on the B side of my club copy of it. So I ended up selling it when I found a Min Electra copy.
any thoughts on the first Allman Brothers record?
I love it, but that's a really muddy recording. It's not well recorded at all. It's so muddy. It sounds like it literally was in a swamp.
Well, it kind of was.
Yeah.
No, I mean the tape was in a swamp. No one said the first can, Aaron. You know where you are,
No.
right?
How about that first Dwight Yoakam, Guitars, Cadillacs, etc.?
That's a great record.
It's a great record. What is the first
4 or
can?
5 records.
What is the
are
first
fantastic.
Mentors record, Eddie?
What's the first
It was
can
just the
album?
Mentors, wasn't it?
Was it just the Mentor? I don't know if I remember that. I'm trying to think of. I don't have any Mentors records.
It's not
I-
Iggy
I-
and Beyonce.
I knew them. I knew them inside out. The 4F Club. Find them.
What is the first can album? It's not Iggy Beyonce or whatever the fuck it's called.
Ugh, can. Ugh.
No, it's a Monster Movie's the first one.
No, their first record was Get Up and Die. So on the Metal Roundtable, we interviewed one of the guys that played with the Mentors in the 90s, and he talked about how hard that band was to play with. He's like, those guys in real life were just as bad as their lyrics were. He was like, they were hard to be around.
Yeah, I would imagine. I never
Why,
saw
what
them.
was the matter?
Sarah saw them in the 80s and said, like, I was the only girl in the whole place.
Yeah.
Awful.
The funny thing is, we were supposed to do a tour with the Mentors in Pile Driver when I was with them. I actually spoke to their guitar player, and he seemed okay on the phone, but even Gord said, he goes, I don't know, I'm kind of glad that we did tour with them. They were pretty interesting fellas, he just said, yeah.
Anybody say the Mothers of Invention?
Yeah, I don't like that first record. The double record, it's okay, but some of it is good, some of it's not that good, you know.
We only had 10 slots, and there's 7 of us. There's only 70 slots available. So yeah.
Oh no, John, I lied. You asked for
That's
this
not the first
album.
Kraftwerk album. That's not even close.
Oh,
to
you
the
asked
first
for it. I remember that.
Yeah,
Yep.
Why are you showing that, Ed?
Mazzy mentioned it.
Yeah, I
not
remember
the
you
first
asked
album.
for it. I remember the 2.
The first album has like a pylon, and the second album has a pylon. But like
Yeah, it's
the
like a
first-
red one and then a green one or something like
And
that.
then there's like Tone
What was the
Flow,
other one
which is
called?
like, yeah.
What?
What was the second Mentors record called?
What about Joy Division?
Was it Up the Dose?
Yeah, Up the Dose. Yep. I was going to say something with ass, but Up the Dose. My buddy had those.
Are you like
We used to
searching
listen
through
to
your
them.
vinyl collection there, and like thinking of bands?
No, I'm just looking at the other wall. Yeah. Sorry.
Like he's like talking to himself, like, what about Velvet
There's like
Underground?
only 2 good
What about-
Trooper songs. You just need the greatest hits. That's it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking
Trooper's
at
a
the
funny
other
one. They had an album that I liked, but it's like the 3rd album. It's not the first.
Well, the
They had
first
one
two,
that almost went the new wave of British heavy metal route.
the
and
first
then the
two,
rest
the
of them were
first
just
two
too
have
weak.
the first two have the pylons. So the first one I think has the orange pylon, and the second one has the green pylon.
Yeah.
So, we have not done this one before. We did debut one and done albums. So
Did we do one and done albums before?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think David Donnelly. No, but I remember the Sex Pistols being picked. You know.
Okay.
Then we did
Oh,
What was
SOD. I picked SOD. Like we definitely did one and dones.
yeah.
And we
It
said
was
the
probably
stipulation.
play the song Metal Church, Patrick.
we did the sophomore albums one too, right?
Have we done sophomore albums?
I don't
That
think so.
First Robin
No.
Trower album.
Because my number one would be the Eddie and the Hot Rods. And I don't think
My number one would be Rush.
Yeah,
Except for
same
Punk-
here.
Yeah, first Chromax is great,
Except for Rivendell.
but I still would pick Dag Nasty and
That
Bye Bye
picked
Night.
up-
I
Number
had a
one.
lot. I had like 15 great punk records picked out, Eric. Obviously, our taste varied. The first Chromax is great.
This isn't her first album, is it? I thought this was like her later on.
I don't know. Someone said it was her first album. So.
No, our first album was in the 70s.
Yeah, I saw the Clash, Matt.
Her first album's like
the Damned, the
79.
Okay,
Ramones. Saint,
well, we have to skip
Veta.
this then. Right, sorry. My bad. Somebody mentioned the Smithsonian. I said I knew I had that Smithsonian. Yeah.
Yeah,
first
she's
Dag
been around
Nasty
for a
was
long time.
massive for me as a kid.
She was huge for my family because she's from the same town. So my parents grew up listening to her.
Anybody bring up Anthrax or Megadeth for sounds?
I don't like their first album. Not that much.
I like Anthrax first album, but they
I
didn't
do
play.
too. It's more new wave of British heavy metal.
Yeah, or me almost. You could hear Manowar, the early Manowar
Yeah.
in that too.
What about?
I don't know. The first Manowar is good, but it's not as. They didn't find.
Yeah,
this
we
out
discussed
yet.
Damaged. I didn't even think of that because I was
Yeah.
thinking I have the first 4 years, and
On
We
Through the
played it
Night.
earlier,
Def
though.
Leppard?
We
But,
played a track of it.
Steve brought it up, and we did play it. Yeah, Dead Kennedys were brought up, but I still
Yeah.
think there's
Somebody brought up.
15
Ramones
punk records
over
better
that,
than the
though.
Dead Kennedys.
Right back.
Nah, I can't.
On
do
Through the
Diva
Night?
one.
Yeah,
Well, this
I mean,
riff.
a bit compared to High and Dry, that album is
Yeah.
like not even
I would
close
take the
to
radio
that
version.
level.
I would have put in as. I would put X in there too over Dead Kennedys.
What is the first Devo album? Which one's the first one?
We Are
It's not
Devo.
Devo, is it?
Or we're not men. We are Devo.
Oh, okay.
With what's a golfer's name on the cover?
It's Steve.
I would take the first Dickies record over Devo.
the Ground Zero version here.
Yeah, Cleveland, it changes every time you hear it. Like, I should have picked Exodus. If you play Exodus, I'll say that's first Sabotage.
Eric,
Yeah,
first
if you play
Sabotage is
Sabotage,
great,
then I'll
too.
put that in the list.
Yeah. If we'd
Angel
have done
Witch
all
is
metal, the
awesome.
first Sabotage would have been on my list.
I didn't even think of Lightning for the Nation. I didn't really look through metal, besides I grabbed Maiden and Metallica.
Well, like I said, I thought about it like halfway through the stream. I had X as number 10. And then I remember Lightning for the Nations, and I had to redo my whole list.
Yeah, I just went through the punk section. I had like 15 or 20, and like, I can't do this. I can't just do it.
Well, like I said, I would have done Walk Among Us, but I think the first album they recorded is my favorite, but it didn't come out till
Yeah,
90s, so you know.
Yeah, I know, but that's their first album. But you are
Yeah.
right.
Mazzy, I almost put that one up. Music from Big Pink, almost.
Yeah, Mazzy, I thought about Music from Big Pink. I like that album.
And I forgot about the Angel Witch.
I mean, it was those.
Yeah, that would make my list. So
Yeah, the Angel Witch isn't. I mean, it's a great record, but not every song is great. Like it's still like skip a couple of tracks.
yeah,
Well, if you're putting bands like that in there, I go with Vane's debut album then. You know, if
yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
a
go
great
that route.
record.
I would go with Tank and Spider, my favorite two bands.
Yeah.
You know,
I had the Tank
Sabbath. I
out.
would have added in there. Let's see who else. There's a lot of great debuts from heavy.
Yeah,
metal.
that Tank debut would have been a good one.
Yeah, I had it out.
Oh, I would have did Welcome to Hell by Venom. Holy cow, that's
And I've thought about doing like a top 10 video of new wave of British heavy metal, but it would end up matching almost everybody else's top 10 list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Minus one or two.
Nobody's gonna pick Medieval Steel.
that's an EP
it's
anyway.
an EP anyway.
It's an EP,
And it's a one and done. They're one and done.
Technically, no. They have another album out.
No,
Well, what it
I
came
don't
out like
count
what
that.
a year ago?
Correct.
Yeah, like SOD, I count them as a one and done. I know
Yeah.
they had reunions and
Yeah, that's right. I remember we did do one and done because that was one of the discussions we had. 'cause
Yeah.
some of those bands.
But we made that stipulation before we
Yeah.
decided. We said obviously like bands got back together.
Because
20
like
years
Rigor Mortis
later.
was like that. They were one and done technically. They did have a second album come out, but it was after the guitar player died, and they took like the guitar tracks and built an album around it. You know.
Yeah, I definitely would have had the Wasp one in there if I was doing heavy metal. I would have put Ozzy, Blizzard of Oz, maybe.
I had it out, but I picked the. Well,
I thought about Blizzard too.
I couldn't do
but-
Blizzard of Oz and leave off Holy Diver, so it's like if I was gonna do one, I had to do the other. So what the hell is
First
that? Ed?
Dictators record. First, I didn't pick.
That's what?
I specifically didn't pick
your-
the Dolls.
Yeah,
the
I thought
link,
about the
the
Dolls
link on the
too,
dark
but-
thing. I
about
couldn't
two
tell
of
what the hell that was.
Oh,
Now I see what it is.
that's the one I have. So
STE mastered by. See, it says mastered by Bob Ludwig right there.
yeah, it says it, but it doesn't say it in the deadline.
Well,
It doesn't
he didn't,
matter.
He didn't always sign it. Especially towards the end, like that late. He didn't sign everything. I actually emailed him and asked him about that shit. So he told me.
There's a couple guys like what's his name was like that too.
Oh
his
man,
name,
this is
the guy
such a
that
great rock and roll
everybody's
record.
in love with right now.
Kevin Gray.
Kevin Gray, yeah, he's got a whole era where he didn't put the KG on there.
Got a lot of Metal Blade records from him that have.
I love the Seeds, but I like the singles and the albums are mushy. You know what I mean?
I'm still
13th
so
Floor
mad I
Elevators,
can't
I
do
would
them.
say, is a solid record. The Seeds, the albums aren't as solid as. Like I know, Maz, you brought up the Kinks, but like they're doing some just standard covers on those records.
Nobody mentioned Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Get in the gallery.
Hey, John Cavallera just announced they're about to do another tour,
Oh yeah.
and then Coroner's coming. I can't wait to see that.
LA Guns were definitely better than most of the
Yeah.
LA bands at the time.
Darryl, you're right. It was the timing, and it was too many. It was too crowded by the time that record came out, and it did well that record, but
Patrick, do I
they
have
should
time
have came
for
out a
one
year
more?
earlier.
Sure.
The problem was the label wasn't going to push them a year earlier because they were putting all their money into Guns N' Roses was taking up the market a year earlier.
No, they were before Guns N' Roses.
Were they?
LA Guns.
I
Yeah,
thought it
yeah.
was the
They
year
were in
88.
like
Guns were on
LA
Geffen?
Guns was 1988.
the first LA Guns was '88.
Yeah, it was the year after.
Oh man, I thought it was earlier.
Yeah, the first Skid Row too. Skid Row was too late too. Had they come out a little earlier, they would have been way bigger, and they were huge.
And that was 88 or 89.
Yeah,
The first LA Guns was '88.
yeah, it was later. Yeah,
I really thought it was earlier.
Well, Cocked and Loaded was their big album. That was the next one.
Yeah, no, it was like a sleeper album. That
well, I like
first
the
album.
is it Hollywood
Actually-
Vampires? Was that their third album?
No, that's
Actually-
that's like '90s, I think.
Yeah, I like
Actually,
that album.
actually,
I like that better.
Vane is up next.
Yeah, Vane's a fantastic record.
I
Wow,
love that
LA
band.
Guns is '88 because they were around in like the mid '80s. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I had no idea it was that late. I bought it when it came out.
I like the first Baltimore album, but it wouldn't make a top 10 list.
It's a great album.
Same thing with Mountain. I love the first album from Mountain. I love Leslie West, but it wouldn't make a top 10 list for me.
I love the first Heap record, man. I love all of Heap, but it's tough.
Yeah,
It's
Heat,
so many
that's
good
my
records.
favorite record as the debut. Especially the UK press.
LA Guns' first album was the self-titled. The second one was Locked and Loaded. Locked and Loaded was the second one.
Yeah, right. The Mountain's first album wasn't with the album called Mountain. That was what they went to.
I don't know if I like the Vanilla Fudge so much.
I'm not a big Vanilla Fudge fan.
I like
I like tracks. I like
the cover.
tracks.
I like the
Yeah,
cover.
somebody
they did of,
somebody
Steve
said
Hagen.
Inagata, or somebody said
Iron Butterfly.
Yeah, right. And I'm going, oh my god, because I hated that drum solo. Didn't
Locked
take
and
me
Loaded is
long.
better than Hollywood Vampires.
And her album Ball too. Got another long drum solo on that one too, right?
The first Cactus.
Oh yeah, there's the Hollywood Vampires band with Alice Cooper and
Johnny Depp.
yeah, Johnny Depp. Who else is in it though?
Joe
It's,
Perry. Joe Perry's in it.
Joe Perry, thank you.
But Alice Cooper was original Hollywood vampire.
Yeah.
I think with John
The drink-
Lennon and Mickey Dolenz.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
drinking club. Yeah.
Nobody mentioned any all-girl bands either, right?
The Runaways were on my
Runaways.
list.
The Girl School first album's great, but Runaways I don't think are
listed
great
Led Zeppelin.
records.
You're not even
Oh,
paying
man.
attention to me.
I got the joke.
What's
The
that?
first Master Pussycat, I like that, and I was a thrash guy, but I like that.
Bobby said nobody listened to the All Girls albums. I said you listened to Led Zeppelin.
Hey, Nathaniel.
No.
Yeah, a bunch of us showed the Maiden record.
Come on, Steve, you're better than that. Come on now.
Yeah, I went with the Maiden record too. That was like my number 5.
Yeah, I'm still mad I didn't have the Jeff Beck in there, but
Living Color. Yep.
no, definitely not the Slits. I don't like that record at all.
Under Lock and Key wasn't their first.
That's not their first album. Breaking
No.
Breaking the
Third or
Chains.
fourth. Breaking the Chains was the first one.
Yeah.
The first Gang of Four, though, someone brought that up earlier. That's a killer
Yeah.
record.
That's a great album.
What was Yes's first album?
Yes.
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 Steve
Did
had it.
anybody mention this?
It's this one, Bobby.
Yep, that's it. Is that the UK or the reissue?
That's the UK.
UK.
It's a cool cover too. Is that on the UK Plum label?
How about that first Poison album?
Yeah, there's a talking piece right
Yeah,
there.
right? It's more about like, yeah, I thought they were all girls.
No, it's not a first press.
Another
It's-
Art Blakey classic right there.
It's on the tricolor.
It's a great record. I like that record a lot. Most people don't, but I do.
They were
Totally
early.
got the Poison.
Yeah,
What about? No,
Yes.
because it said Ace
That was
Frehley's.
early prog. They were early
Ace
prog.
Frehley's first solo album.
Not everybody got them. You know,
I had that one out.
Or prog, not everybody got them.
Yeah.
Record Hound. I almost went with Taste. I love the Taste
Did
debut.
they record the Act an EP like a mini album, or is that a full album? Or is that a mini?
No,
album?
that was a full album. They had already had a career before that. That
Hey
came out
Patrick, did I send you that Taste
80.
live?
3, I think.
Yeah, I
84.
just ripped it.
Okay, I was just making sure I sent it.
Yeah, you did.
Somebody mentioned Taste and it triggered it in my head.
So the last band I worked for, they did this song once in a great while. Nobody ever knew what it was. Nobody ever thought it was an original. Nobody fucking had a clue.
I didn't know this band at the time. I didn't hear them until like 10 years later. Actually, I think I just bought the CD as like
I know you did, Travis. I saw
Flying
you with the
by
guy.
the
Yep,
shop.
I saw you have Gang of
I have the vinyl, man. It's like worth the money now, apparently.
Yeah, so do I.
I've never seen another copy of it. I've never seen that record anywhere.
I have it.
They probably pressed like 10 of them, and you and I have 2 of them. So.
What's crazy is I have like 9 records.
They're pretty big in Japan.
Well, there's a lot of bands like that though that never made it
Here's
here.
your
They're
big.
huge out there.
We're huge in Belgium.
How about Rush? Did
Mr.
anybody
Big is
mention
one of the
Rush?
biggest bands of all time in Japan.
Did anybody mention Rush?
Of course.
Nobody put it on their list though, because the big Rush fans, Mark and myself, don't consider the first album as good as the later stuff. Right?
I guess we covered them all.
No, there's plenty
Even
more out
close.
there.
Between us guys in the peanut gallery.
I mean, I had the Scorpions' first album on my list. Lonesome Crow, that was on my list for a
That's
while.
a good record. I like that record.
I had Lizzie Borden in my hand.
This was on my list for a while. Extreme's first album.
I just sold my copy of this.
Chopped off a whole bunch of heads, right?
The last
Urban
record,
Brew,
so.
that wouldn't make my list, BB.
This is not the Bullet Boys. It's Extreme. Yeah, at the beginning of this tour, Alice in Chains opened for Extreme.
Alice in Chains was a funny one because they were around forever before they got big. It was like 90 before they got big.
Mr. Matic has them all and is supposedly sending them to me. So save your money. So save your shipping money. Yes.
Well, our post office is going back a little start delivery tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, you know, but it'll still be like your record you sent me over a month ago. I still won't get them for another month.
Yeah, it's going to take a while to get everything rolling.
Or they're, you know, with the way things are now, they could get lost in the mail, which happens in these kind of situations.
I don't think Rock's Gang had 2 albums, Malaya. You have to have 2 records. I don't think Rock's Gang had 2. I think they were one and done.
Yeah, it's like Sleazebees.
Yeah, nobody's going to put Rock's Gang on the best debut
No, I
album of all
think
time.
Sleazebees had a few records out in Europe, didn't they?
Oh, they might have. I only know the first record.
Yeah, I
Same
can
here.
just see on my list. I got Van Halen. I've got, you know, then I got fucking Rock's Gang. I would get last off. Even though I think I own that Rock's Gang album, but yeah. Yeah, nobody put like South Gang in there either, so yeah.
Hey, Patrick, do you have the 96 Sessions, that Iommi album?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'll put that on the list too.
I like the Bullet Boys. Bullet Boys would have been could have made my list.
Yeah, I like the Bullet Boys. That one CD of theirs always fucks me up though, where it starts skipping at the beginning.
Yeah.
It does that skipping noise for like the first 10 seconds, and it gets me, because I don't listen to it that often, it gets me every time.
So Rock's Gang probably is the first, but they didn't have a record after it. I don't think so. So the criteria is debut album, not a one and done.
Look, I'll pay for it. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like totally.
A couple guys brought up the record. Let's hear No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I have it.
Surprised nobody did the first Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Well, if Nick Fantasy was on the panel, he would.
That's a hard album to listen to these days.
Speaking of, coincidentally, I found this is a sealed copy of Freaky Styley with a
Wow.
no barcode, nothing, never opened.
And I saw when I took my wife to see him a couple years ago, they actually played a track off of Freaky Styley for the first time in like 20 years.
Is Jolene on the debut?
No,
No, because that's one of the greatest songs ever written.
that was like her 5th or 6th record.
Yeah, I have no idea about albums with her.
Well, she did like a 10 records with Porter Wagner before that, right?
The first record's great. Her first 5 records are really fucking good.
You know, another good throwdown is best bands with like harmonies, like like these two guys, like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, like Vance and Mark, and then you have like
Ah, yeah.
What's amazing about Dolly Parton though is she wrote most of her stuff early on, whereas even like the big country men didn't write most of their own music.
All right. Well, anyways, guys, I'm gonna head on off. I'll talk to you guys again soon.
Later,
All
Mark.
right, Mark. Stay
Good night,
warm.
Mark.
Good
I
to
will.
hang out, you brother.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
I had I think did I have Lynyrd Skynyrd on my list?
You know something?
Yeah, you brought it up at least.
Yeah, it was on my list. It was number 10.
You know something? Ever since Mark's dog died, he leaves later. Because when Mark's dog was alive, he used to always have to leave at around midnight to take the dog out for a leak, right? But he stayed
John,
later
oh.
now.
Get this, Jolene was her 15th record.
Holy cow. What year was Jolene?
It was a 70. Hang on it. 74, and that was her 15th record.
See, I've no idea. I know nothing about that era. 15th record. Holy cow.
Yeah.
It got really messy in the country where they just keep putting things out. Like,
Yes, I did,
Start
but I think
getting
we're
into
probably
those,
going to
like-
run out of time.
you start going into those like truck stop cassettes,
Oh
like,
yeah, no.
like
if you
Charlie
count all the
Rich
comps, that's probably like
Yeah.
her 40th record.
Yeah.
Because like her first record.
Jerry Lee Lewis is like that, it's just
Yeah.
800 records.
Well, Willie
Willie
Nelson's
Nelson.
like that too. They were doing comps of Willie Nelson like 3 years after his first record. They were already doing comps.
Really, now, who's the
Redheaded
song?
Stranger.
He wrote Crazy for Patsy Cline.
Yeah.
Dan, I would imagine the greatest hits of Dolly Parton is all we need.
He would surprise
Oh, the
you,
Dolly Porter records. I'm sorry, I misread.
though. Oh
you.
yeah.
I'm surprised you two guys didn't do Danzig. So I was surprised that wasn't on your all's list. So.
It was on my list.
I love that record, but I have so many other records. I mean, I really have like.
It was on there, but I forgot about Iron Maiden, so I put Iron Maiden in there.
I like The Boys. I mean, it's not really relevant to this channel, but The Boys' first album I love. I love The Kids. There's so many punk records that are fantastic.
And I'm surprised Mark didn't put like Bowie on there.
I actually thought
Bowie
about
had to work to get to
Yeah.
his good stuff.
that. His first record's not even close to his best. I thought about the first Crass record too, but me and you were the only ones who would know anything about that record.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of punk if you start looking.
Yeah.
Like most of the punk bands, their debut is the best.
We see the light of those who find the world has passed them by.
I didn't think of this one. My first thought always goes to the EP.
that's what. So I love this record, and I like the first Rat record, but the EPs are just so much better
Yeah, I wouldn't even
for
consider
both
this.
of those. You know.
Now, when Mark picked it, I'm like, he's right. It's a great album.
I'm the same way with Sodom. I love the first Sodom record, but that EP is I think it's
Sign
something
of
they ever
Evil?
released. What's that?
In the Sign of Evil.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing they ever released.
Somebody mentioned the first Europe. What was the first Europe album? Was that Wings of Tomorrow? Or did they have one?
No,
that
it
was
was
just
just Europe,
Europe.
wasn't it?
Just
I think it was
Europe.
self-titled.
I don't think I have that.
It's good. That's probably their best album.
Wings of Tomorrow was their second.
Is John Norum on guitar on the first one too?
Oh, I don't know.
I'd have to go pull it.
Yeah, he left. He was the original guitar player.
That's the one that Aaron pulls like every year or so. He pulls that Europe record.
That's the blue cover, right? With the,
I
I mean, the
actually
band's
do that
called
rock
Europe.
band album.
That's like classic Euro metal. Like,
I do.
Yeah,
have
Record
Rock
Hound, the
Gang.
early Dolly stuff. I'm glad Vinyl Me Please redid them because her first record goes for like $180 now.
Yeah,
It's
that's
impossible to find. A lot of that early country has been shooting up in price the last couple years.
Yeah, you couldn't give that stuff away. I mean, how much
No.
stuff I must have passed over through the years. I was very anti-60s country.
I fought it for a long time, like I've talked about before, because my grandfather was a country musician.
Yeah,
I grew up around it, and I hated it. I rebelled against it, and then in my late teens, early 20s, I started getting back into it. You know?
I only liked. I mean, still to this day, I'm still that. I only like country up until the 50s. Like once you get to the early 60s, and once the pedal steel was invented, I don't like it for some reason.
Yeah, Record Down, it's been reissued a couple of times. They also reissued it as a comp under a different name with the same songs in different orders. I had that, but I always wanted an original pressing.
Was Skid Row's first album really a metal album, or more of a?
I mean, considered metal.
The second album's way heavier.
Oh yeah.
You know, if we're gonna go Skid Row, then I'm gonna pick Badlands over. Skid
Yeah, there
Row.
was a joke. I just saw a meme about 18 in Life. They showed a picture of an old guy. He's like, yeah, so it's Johnny's 45 years old now, and only 30 years into a sentence or something like that.
I saw that. Johnny's now in his 30th year of incarceration.
Yeah, I was cracking up. It was pretty good.
I saw that too. Was it the guy that was in the video or whatever? Or no.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even think that deep into it. I just thought it was hilarious. Yeah, the Parton Porter albums were never as big as her solo stuff, so I like some of it, but not as much as her solo.
Now, who's left in this band?
Wilton and
Oh, there's two versions, right?
Well, Rockenfeld's
No, there's
not
only
there.
one version now.
Rockenfeld's gone.
Jeff Tate's just born as Jeff Tate now. He did do the Jeff Tate's Queensryche for one record, but then
Yeah, he's on it. Yeah, I saw mine just billed as him solo. Like 3 years ago already.
yeah, Daryl, Skid Row was a funny. They played it perfectly. They wore their clothes just tight enough that the hair guys would be into them, but they were more just a straight up metal band.
Yeah, once Drugarmo left, man, Queensryche was pretty much done. Oh, Eddie Jackson's still in there, right? He's still playing, right? Eddie Jackson's still in the band? Bass player?
I don't know. No, Brooklyn.
We're going to end with this song. This is the way to
Awesome.
end it.
Yeah, see, this came out, man. Every song played it nonstop that summer.
It's so crazy that, man, it was their third record before they made any money because of this record, because of all the lawsuits on this record.
Yeah.
This was a record that broke the lawsuit. Nobody really got sued for copyright infringement until this record.
Yeah, theft doesn't pay, does it?
Well, it wasn't considered theft at the time, you know.
Yeah, things have changed now.
Yeah, now just playing the same chord or the same scale is considered theft sometimes. Some of these lawsuits are ridiculous.
Well, I heard that Puff Daddy or whatever has to pay Sting like a couple million every year or whatever it is.
Oh, some of them are crazy. One of them,
he basically owns them.
they were talking about that got yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
He was saying he gives that away for free. He leaves it open for everybody because if he tried to take any money on it, the guy who did the 6-second guitar clip gets 60% of everything he makes off of that song. He's like, he's like, I refuse to pay him that, so I just give it away for free. Whatever. I don't even know the name.
That one song that was like the most popular song of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost thought about doing an all hip-hop list, too, just to fuck with people. Hip-hop debuts.
Patrick, can we do one more song?
sure depends. What is it? It's not like fucking side 2 of like
No,
Jam.
Fast
Who wants to hear
Pussycat
Rivendell?
Babylon. It'll work with this.
What do you
That-
mean?
you
I
You know
got
that
a
one? It's kind of the rap one.
You said I had time
It's out for
it.
debut.
Drink faster.
Yeah, I got this. It'll go great with this. Babylon. Fast
you want
Pussycat
Babylon?
debut.
I thought you wanted After Wall.
But one debut you forgot to play, I'm surprised, was the Zebra debut.
Oh
I
wow.
like Zebra. I like Zebra a lot. Yeah.
I do too.
Oh fuck! I forgot to go see them last month.
I didn't
totally
put ZZ
forgot
Top's
about
first
that.
album on there either. I love that album. So I put it in ZZ Top's first album.
Yeah, I mean, I like that Zebra too, but it just wasn't song for song. It just didn't.
Did he play something off of Led Zeppelin 1 or Jimmy
Oh,
Hendrix?
hell no. Oh, hell no.
Shut us down.
No, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, I know. I was just
I'm shutting it down because I'm tired of Vance fucking like pandering.
What did I say?
What'd you
Pandering.
say? You put the firm. You put the firm on your list, dude. You put
It was
the
my
fucking
list.
Firm on your list.
My list. Did I bitch about whatever you put on your list?
I don't care. I'm not playing it.
Just saying. Oh, I didn't ask you to play it.
Bobby did.
You asked Led Zeppelin, not the first.
I know. My boy. Well, see, John even took Led Zeppelin off his list.
John's prankster though. I respect
It was
that.
on my list. I mean, there's no way.
He had it in his pile. I saw it in his pile right there. At the end.
You know, I have 8 of the records
Hey, I'm
I
just stating
showed were
fact,
not
you
better
know.
than Zeppelin's
Well, why
debut.
did you? Oh, could you? I was gonna say, why did you do the Honey Drippers? So they didn't do an
You know what
album?
I'm
'Cause
happy
that's a
about?
one and done. Wait till
My
that one.
Led Zeppelin records, I bought when I was a kid. This is probably like 6th grade. I never had it in plastic, and I still don't. No ring wear.
Yeah.
I love
But
it. Like my Zeppelins.
Anybody going to deny that it's not? It could be a contender for #1. I mean, come
Speaking
on.
of first
it's
releases,
not-
I would like to get the Beastie Boys Pollywogs too.
The only thing I got left from
Oh, the
sixth
original.
grade-
Yeah,
I
I've
only
got
have
the
that.
comp that's- I've got the comp with that and Cooper Puss on it, but
Yeah, I had that
only thing I got
CD
left-
that came out in the 90s.
yeah. Well, I have it on LP. Some old bullshit. I'd love to have the original.
Here we go. This is like fun.
I swear to God, man, we opened up for these guys in Dayton, Ohio. And,
These guys were
McGuffey's-
so over the top.
McGuffey's House of Draft. I've never seen so many what I think were underage girls lined up outside of a fucking tour bus in my life, man. I'd seen some shit. I'm like going, are you kidding me?
The only thing I got left from
Alex, I thought of the Congos. I thought of putting that in there, but really they're almost a one and done. I know they did things later, but
You know, Alice, this is a really good comp, man. I did this one today. This is an excellent comp. It looks a little rough, but yeah, it's pretty good.
Oakenshield, that's a great one. The first Triumph record, Blinding Light Show. I think that's the last track on the record. That's hard to find in the U.S. though.
I think I have that one. Yeah, I have it on Attic.
Yeah, it's the one with their picture with like the
Yeah, like they were in a
painted ball
sauna
on
or
it.
something.
Yeah. That's a great record.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
I don't have a copy of Rock and Roll Machine at all.
I didn't forget Lillian Act, but
I have the
about like
Canadian,
1,000.
the original
Yeah.
Canadian. I've got the 2 U.S. comps. I've got
Yeah,
3
I know.
copies of the U.S. comp.
That and
With
then
3 different album covers.
progression of what was it? The third album?
Rock and Roll Machine. Oh, the third album is
Progression of some whatever.
Progression of Power.
Power, yeah.
Progression
I don't have that one
Power.
either.
all right, Bobby, do you still have beer left? Is that what you're complaining about?
No, the third record's just a game.
Okay, well,
Although you
the
didn't play
Progressive of
The
Power,
fourth
whatever
is
that one was.
Progressions of Power.
Yeah, I never got that. Yeah.
play anything from them's first album, Patrick?
What is the first album?
I think it's just called
They were called the Young.
Them, the
John
featuring
Dandy, I'm
Gloria or
surprised you know
something.
Run the
Called
Jewels.
the Young Them. The first album is called The Young Them. 1965.
Five. I think
Yeah,
it's
George.
5. right?
No, I think it was 64. Chris. I could be wrong. 64.
I have them again. So I don't have the.
That's a great album. Somebody, if you don't have that,
This is my American version.
No, I have that, but I don't think I've ripped it yet. I think it might have been a little
Record
bit
Hound,
tricky
I don't
to do.
think, where's the Polydor from?
It doesn't
I
have a
thought
year
he
on
was
it.
only on Addict.
Maybe it's 64.
I think it's 64, Pip.
Yeah, I'll trust you.
Maybe was there a European on Polydor?
Oh, Here Comes the Nights on this. Mystic
Canada had a
Eyes.
Polydor line too.
That was on the U.S. I don't think it was
Yeah,
on
this is the U.S.
Yeah, I don't think it was on the U.S.
I think some of them
Oh,
said
okay, it was reissued in
Gloria,
Canada on
and then when it
Polydor,
came
okay.
out. This whole record is great.
Oh,
I don't have that. So I thought.
somebody said that I want to shrink. It's worth $3,000, Patrick.
I'll send it to you. You know, it's like VG, but it's mono. It's fantastic.
You could send it to the Hound. He can clean stuff like that up.
No, it's very clean, but yeah, Patrick could do it too. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I can clean a record. I've got like 3 fucking.
Yeah,
Ultra
Patrick-
No,
20
I
videos.
mean digitally. He cleans them up digitally.
No
It
offense.
plays so good though, but yeah, I'd say
Tommy,
it's VG. It's
See ya,
VG.
Cleveland.
There's nothing
Hey,
to get.
Cleveland.
This is one of the best sounding records I own. Mono records.
Well, the early albums did. They were more dynamic, like the 45. I don't know. I think there's a-
Yes, I've actually heard Record Hound does a very good job cleaning stuff up digitally. So. But then again, so do I.
So you're playing Lillian Act. We're gonna play Zebra.
We're going to end with Louisiana rock. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I call it Long Island rock, but either way, you're right.
All right, I'll play.
Tell me what you want's pretty short, right?
Yeah.
No, pick. You pick. It's your show. I get bossy.
Yeah. Settle down. Oh, this song I'm going to play is only 3 minutes.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm known for, Bobby, cleaning up vinyl digitally. Just saying.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What do you think we're listening to? This is all vinyl.
Yeah, but that I don't mean clean up, the record itself. I mean, if there's skips or pops.
Oh, I
in
know.
a record-
Have you ever heard a skip or pop on this show? This is
Oh, yeah.
all off vinyl.
Oh yeah, when he's playing, when he's doing
No.
the option, when he's doing the options and
Yeah,
yeah.
that's different.
That's
But
different.
I'm playing the actual record. The stuff like this.
Yeah, I know. Take it easy, guys. Take it easy.
We will not take it easy, Bobby.
Good night, Cleveland.
He's on my ass all night, Bobby.
Okay.
How about some Wicked Lester, Patrick?
We'll just keep going. I'm just gonna have a bad day at work.
You have all the experience with 78, Darren. I mean, I have no experience with 78. Plus,
Yeah,
I don't have-
78 you could just use the dishwashing soap, can't you?
So I have to
You
be
can't
honest.
use it
I know, I'm joking.
other than dishwashing soap.
I mean, when I first started, I would literally put headphones on and listen to the whole album from start to finish and just meticulously cut out every little imperfection.
Is
I've
it
gotten
the
a lot
78
lazier.
if alcohol will fuck them up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
It'll melt
because
them.
they're shellac, right?
Yeah.
Made from bugs.
I used to look at 78s when I saw them. I don't even look at them anymore when I run across them.
Yeah,
I don't even see them anymore.
And usually the ones I see them, they're all like
I
fucking,
wish I
like
looked
gospel stuff.
harder when I was buying them.
This is the last song.
Yeah.
Great drummer, man, Guy
This
Gelso.
is a great
drummer.
band.
They still
This
sound
band
good.
they lost. Like, they got ripped off.
I think
Should've
it's
been
another
bigger.
band where I think their name screwed them.
Yeah, and the timing wasn't right. They were like,
And they weren't really a face. They were a faceless band. One
Yeah.
of those bands that didn't have a charismatic frontman, and
Yeah.
this was a radio staple for me.
they
growing
had a
up.
bass player that played keyboards,
that
and
who's
keyboards
behind the
and
door,
bass
those
pedals.
Yeah, like in New York, this was a huge band.
Oh, yeah, they cut their teeth out there. I saw they're part of in that Twisted Six. They bring them up in that
Yeah,
documentary.
but they were big in Louisiana and then the tri-state area, or New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and that was it.
And that's a lot of. I get the emails, and a lot of times that's where he's playing, or he'll do Atlanta a lot. He came here. He'll come here a couple times. I've seen him here. Not
They
too
just
long
played here
ago,
a couple
but-
months ago. I totally forgot about it.
Okay, I got a request. 10 years after first album, 10 years after School's Philosophy. That's a great thing, right?
Didn't he just
Where-
say it was the last song?
Well, you know, it's been a lot
This
of
is
years.
like when we were picking dead people, dead singers or something, and
And
Bobby's
Bobby
like
kept
Mick
listing people
Jagger.
that were alive.
I don't have that 10 years after recorded anyway, so I don't have it.
Hey, Jeff.
God damn it. Every time I ask
Hey,
you,
Jeff.
he ain't got the fucking thing.
I can't have everything, Bobby.
Yeah. I can't
Hold
have
on.
anything I like, anyhow.
Oh, I have
Eventually-
nothing you like. Nothing.
Eventually, Patrick will have everything.
I haven't played James Brown on Friday. Come on. Rick.
James Brown.
Well, yeah, but his first album, you know, it wasn't him, you know, yelling and screaming and dancing and stuff like that. I mean, it's ballads, right? Mostly ballads.
All right, I'm gonna go, guys. I'm dozing off.
Yep.
Later.
Steve, I'm glad you hung out tonight. I was interested in your choices.
Yeah, right.
Good to see you.
All right, and I'll see everybody on Friday.
We got the white,
very
we got
cool.
the white spirit right here, ready to go.
Oh yeah.
I'll be at the Effigy show. We got a show on Friday.
Is that the name of it? 21 grams?
Yeah, 21 grams.
Why see you on Tuesday? When it?
Christmas is Thursday. No, Wednesday.
Tuesday? No, it's a week. Christmas Eve.
Christmas
is a week from today.
Eve.
All right, I don't need. I'm gonna see everyone before Christmas. Is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah,
Fine,
yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
Say Merry Christmas.
All right, good night, all.
I don't know
Yes,
if I'm going to do it. What day? New Year's Eve is a week from today, so maybe I'll
2
do
weeks.
the Christmas.
New Year's Eve's 2 weeks.
I mean, Christmas Eve is 2 weeks.
Oh.
Is a week from today.
Yeah, right.
So maybe I'll do the Christmas special on Tuesday.
Oh.
Christmas. I still got to wrap.
Play the Yobs.
Yeah, I will
I
be
could
here.
bring
I'll
out
be at
Vince Guaraldi and all those.
I'll be at a party.
No
Phil-
Vince Guaraldi. Oh my
Phil,
god.
Phil Spector. And,
I like the Phil Spector.
We got to do this then. You have this, the Spinal Tap one?
No.
Oh.
I've been playing Christmas songs ever since.
Christmas with the Devil.
All right, people. It went a little long, but thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for everyone
Thank you, Patrick.
for their lists. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks
We
for
will see
having
you
us.
good folks on Friday. I'm gonna go clean some records and record some stuff. I got piles of records from people to take care
I'm gonna
of.
go to bed.
I'll probably send my box out to you after Christmas, so we don't delay it right during.
Perfect. Good.
Good night,
That-
Trey.
That works out perfectly. Good.
Aaron,
Thank you,
John,
Yeah.
Jeff, Dave.
We'll
Later,
see y'all
guys.
Friday. Same bat time.
Patrick,
Same bat
thank
channel.
you as always for giving us a place to drink and hang out and have fun.
That was fun. It was a lot
All
of
right.
fun. I mean, I knew we couldn't name all the fucking. You know,
it's
I mean,
crazy.
there's
Way
no
too much.
Corey,
there's no best debut. It's like
Revs.
whatever.
Later, boys.
You don't have to go
Yeah.
home. Just can't stay here. Bye bye.
I have to go to bed.
Spinal Tap is in Rev's parcel, so I might have the Spinal Tap. So there you go. Good night.